What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Daytona. And it's the big one tonight. Everything has come down to this: the duels, the qualifying, every little thing these guys have done in these trucks is to start the season off right here. And of course, I am not alone tonight. I am joined by Gavin Austin. It's Riley Maxwell, Gavin Austin, the booth. Say what's up, Gavin.
Hello, everybody. I'm looking forward to this race. I think we're in for a good show and some exciting racing after, last week with the two duels. I'm really looking forward to this racing because we had a lot of great racing last week, and it's just prepping these drivers for tonight, and I'm really looking forward to it and excited to see what these drivers are going to be able to do.
As am I. I mean, there's a lot riding on the line with the start of the season. And of course, you want to start it out with a bang. You want to start your season, winning or getting those good points that you need to make that run, especially with the chase. You can't really leave a lot of points on the table. Gavin, what's something that you're looking for some of these drivers to do tonight to, jump them into that early season points lead?
Well, it's Daytona. It's a high-speed super speedway, and we're gonna have wrecks. We're
Hmm.
gonna have wrecks, big and small. So I'm gonna expect some even top guys to kind of chill out in the back for the first part of the race, kind of just stay out of the carnage and make sure they just survive and don't have damage um and then kind of start racing their way up to the field with about maybe 20, 15 to go.
Hmm.
So I think we'll see some drivers playing it kind of safe, and then I also think we'll see some drivers kind of being aggressive. They want to lead laps, be up front. Um, and so I think it's kind of a mixture of both ways we'll see tonight, but really looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Now let's go over a couple things here as it pertains to the track. We got Daytona, as you just kind of touched at, is really just a hell of a track. It's unbelievably brutal. Things can change at any moment, and these guys are not only against the track tonight, but they're also against their own trucks. You got to worry about tires, you got to worry about fuel, and these guys got about 33 laps of fuel in a tank tonight, which means a 100 lap race. You're really trying to save some fuel for those stops.
Yeah, most definitely. We're gonna see, I think, some single file racing throughout the race. On if we get some green flag runs going, we'll definitely see some drivers trying to save fuel. Um, but obviously, you can't really expect much at a track exactly like we were saying at Daytona.
Hmm.
Um, so I think some people are going to go ahead and try to save fuel, but I think some others are kind of going to push hard and kind of expect a yellow to happen sooner than later. And obviously, yeah, I still think fuel is going to be an issue, but obviously that can change with some yellows tonight. But I think that's another kind of strategy that some drivers will put in their mind and think heading into tonight's race when we take the green flag.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot to manage in these trucks tonight, especially in a big 100 lap race at Daytona. Now, Gavin, I got to ask you a question that matters maybe the most of all, and that's what's your pick to win tonight? What's the announcer's pick right here for you?
I gotta go with that 88 machine, JJ Moore. Obviously got that beautiful Mountain Dew scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Showed up in the duels, raced incredibly well, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of expecting him to do the same tonight and kind of kind of be up front, leading laps, kind of controlling the lanes, and that's what we saw him do last week, and that's my pick to see in victory lane later tonight.
Absolutely not a bad pick. I'm not gonna lie to you. You stole my pick, but it's okay. I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide. I think that I'm gonna have to switch it up a little bit and go with Colby Duckworth. Now I think this has a lot of merit to it. He was very dominant. Like he led all the laps he could lead in the last race, and just sometimes that's how Daytona is, but it got stripped from him in those last 5 laps or so. I think tonight he gets it done. I think he's able to stay out in front of that 88 truck and some of these other trucks and get that first win wrapped up and underway.
Colby's a wonderful pick, like you mentioned last week, kind of dominating, and he kind of showed us kind of what to expect from him tonight. I mean, he was doing a great job controlling the lane, staying out in front. Didn't really get cycled back too far. Kind of, when he did drop back to maybe, seventh,
Hmm.
was able to get right back up to the lead in a lap or two. So I really do expect Colby to do really well tonight. Another driver who's not my pick to win, obviously we got JJ, but another driver that I think has a good shot is Kai Collymore. Kai Collymore, wonderful super speedway
Absolutely.
racer. I've raced with him before. He's a Florida 500 winner. He Really, really good super speedway racer. I
Hmm.
expect to see him racing well tonight. Yeah, I'm really excited for this race to go green.
As am I. Well, let's go through this grid real quick as they start to pop up and appear on track, ready to race. And we got a lot of heavy hitters in this field tonight. A lot of trucks. Yeah, it looking like 36 trucks right now are gonna make it out into this track. So we got a lot of grid to go through. Let's start rolling through them tonight. I'm gonna take a row. You're gonna take a row. You know how we do it, Gavin. Row 1, White D. Thompson on the pole, and my pick to win the race on his outside with Colby Duckworth.
In row 2, we got Chase Smith on the inside, and on his outside is Chase George. So double Chase on that second row.
Double Chase. And Chase George, you know he wants it bad. We saw he was racing in the duels. Next row, you got Aiden Corinth in that 38 truck, and the number 19, Jose G. Lopez.
Right behind them, we got Aiden Carubia and Calvin Harvey. Two beautiful Toyota machines right there.
Absolutely. And a couple of guys, looks like they close on missing their grid right now. But in that row 5, Trenton Wilkin in the 17 truck and Richard Bunkley, the number 92 truck.
In row 6, we got Juniper Brewer and Jacob Bryant, that number 97 machine.
Absolutely. And after that, Travis Prather, Christian Zarate bringing in row 7.
Travis, another driver to look out tonight. Heading into row 8, we got Kylan Wilson and Carter McMillan, that 24 truck.
Absolutely. Row 9, Kenny Hillaire in the 81 truck, and Joseph Enright, who did have a pretty strong appearance in that last race, not 007, but the 07 truck. And he was looking pretty good last time, and I think he definitely has another shot to run good tonight.
Row 10, we got Henry Koloff and Camilo Echeverria.
Something along those lines. Can we just take a second to appreciate this shot? Look at all those trucks, dude. That is absolutely...
Oh, that's...
I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay.
I wanted to say that was Travis Prather. No,
There's
that's Joseph Enright. He's destroyed. That Toyota machine is destroyed.
I'm not too sure what's going on here.
Yeah, there's a lot of trucks. Something's got to be going on with the server. I mean, the whole field is just... They're still wrecking. I mean, the whole field in turn 3 and 4 are wrecking. Something's got to be going on with the iRacing server.
I hate to do this, but we are rehosting. I just gotta tell you guys here.
All right, so some unfortunate news. As
that explains all the
server
carnage.
issues.
And that will explain the carnage, which kind of caught me off guard.
So we're gonna give them a little bit to fix all this carnage. Obviously, we got trucks to rebuild, and anger to get out, some fights to happen on pit road. So we're gonna go to commercial for a little bit, let them sort this out, and we'll see you back here in just a little bit.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com. Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
All right, everyone, we are kind of back. The boys still need a little bit longer to fix some server issues. All iRacing's fault, of course. All iRacing's fault. But Gavin, what do you think about what's going on?
Well, I think with that, maybe some drivers were able to get their emotions out,
Yeah,
and they'll be coming into the race with a clear mind now. I mean,
true.
I guess everything's, kind of maybe drivers were maybe worried and they saw that and maybe they're kind of I honestly I don't know. I've never really experienced that before in all my years of sim racing, so I honestly couldn't really explain how the drivers are feeling right now unless we
Yeah.
we talk to one.
Yeah, we could talk to one, but I want to first before we think about someone to get in here. What was what was your reaction when you started just seeing trucks hitting each other?
Um, I was thinking maybe iRacing bugged and
Yeah,
people were crashing, and there's been races where I've been in where someone blinks out on their end, but they're not blinked out for others, and they drive through people. I was thinking that might have
absolutely.
been a problem we saw,
Yeah.
and obviously it wasn't. But we're getting everything sorted out now, and we're gonna
Yeah.
get back green shortly for everybody watching at home. So,
Absolutely. We'll get it sorted out for y'all. Well, why don't we talk to a man that I see we can pull in here for a second? It is my pick, but I think it would be nice to have some conversation. Ask him how he's feeling after everything that happened. Let's get Colby Duckworth in here. Colby, sorry to steal you away. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey man, so what a wild start to the race. A couple of iRacing related issues, completely iRacing's fault. How are you feeling now? Everybody kind of got their aggression and anger out, wrecking each other. But how are you feeling right now?
I don't know. It's a weird situation. I don't know. it's
Absolutely.
it's fun, though.
Well, hey, let's get you locked back into this thing, man. What is your mentality coming into this race? You obviously had a really good performance in the duel. Couldn't quite get it down the last few laps. So what are you looking to do here tonight?
Pretty much the same thing. Just block it down at the end to where I don't have to worry about somebody trying to get to my outside if I'm up front. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So just kind of controlling the lanes a little better, being a little bit more aggressive. But
Absolutely.
I think we could do it. We got plenty of help tonight, so I think there's like 5 or 10 of us that are helping each other. So.
Absolutely. Speaking of help, who are some drivers that you are looking to work with here tonight, and some drivers that you're really wanting to keep an eye on as these laps wind down?
So I got Zachary Trevino, Tyler Helms, and JJ Moore on my team, and then I think we're affiliated with like Chase George, and then um, who else? Trenton Wilkin and Wyatt Thompson and Kendorian Davis and all them. So we got a pretty good little group of us. I think could help each other out. But when it gets down to the end, it's just every man for himself.
Absolutely, Gavin. Do you have any questions for our boy Colby here?
well, we mentioned it earlier on the broadcast. It's around, I believe it was 33 laps on fuel. Do you have any strategy in mind for possibly fuel saving? I know obviously it's Daytona, there could be yellows which kind of interrupt that strategy, but have you and your teammates really talked about saving or fuel strategy at all?
No, not really. I kind of spoke my mind on that in the general after the dual race, but I hate having to fuel save. I would rather just push it all the way through. But I mean, you got to do what you got to do to be around at the end. So we'll just kind of play it by ear here from the start and see what we can do. There's no stages, right?
No stages that we are aware of up here in the booth. We believe it's a
Okay.
100 laps of straight racing, and that's something that we were talking about before the race too. Is you got about 33 laps of fuel in these trucks, so you are gonna have to save a little bit. But how are you gonna try to play that strategy there?
Uh, I honestly would just see what my teammates want to do. We'll probably try to stick together on the fuel strategy so we can all pit together and come off pit road at the same time and still have drafting help. So it just depends. I mean, it can go one way or the other. I mean, either you're gonna have a really green race or you're gonna have a lot of cautions. So we'll just have to see how it all plays out.
Absolutely. Well, Colby, we're gonna send you back here so you can get back focused on this race tonight. But thank you for coming in here and talking with us.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.
That was Colby Duckworth. Gavin, what do you have to say about that interview with Colby Duckworth right there?
Well, he kind of mentioned with the whole fuel saving thing is just gonna kind of do what his teammates do, kind of winging it. He said obviously he's the type of dude that would kind of just rather push it, kind of which obviously at Daytona isn't a bad strategy with these trucks here, and I do think we'll get some yellows in there. But if it were to go green, I think you just kind of want to have at least a safe zone for that, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, I think his strategy might be similar to some people, and it also might be different from other people. I think it's kind of varies on the driver, but obviously I expect him to be up front and leading laps throughout the night.
Oh, absolutely, and I think that he has a good chance to. Well, they got some more time to warm up. They have some more time to kind of give their trucks a shakedown and see how they're feeling here. So, if you get this extra 10 minutes or so, I think it was about 8 minutes that they got. Are you trying to learn anything more, or are you just kind of running laps and staying focused on the race?
In my opinion, I'm not sure if there's really any more to learn with these extra 10 minutes. Maybe just practice pushing your teammates, which we're looking at these three guys kind of just sitting in line. Maybe getting some extra practice in, but I would still, I don't think anybody's mindset has really changed much. Yeah, hopefully they got the wrecking away. So
Definitely.
the wrecking away with that. That's kind of what I'm hoping for, because I'd love to see some. I think it would be awesome if we get some green flag pit stops in and maybe some strategy. I think that would be really cool. So it's kind of what I'm hoping for, but you never know when you come to Daytona, so it's definitely going to be a show.
That is true. Well, as this warm-up line winds down, we will finally be able to get into this actual race. And man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see this amount of trucks right before all the chaos started happening. I was sitting here saying, look at all of those trucks, and 36 trucks all on a track together is a very, very beautiful sight, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to see these trucks go around at full throttle, full blast. It's a beautiful scene to see. So really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really interesting.
Absolutely. Well, I believe we got through almost all of the grid. We might have a few more to get through when we pick back off, but overall it should be pretty easy to sort through the rest of the grid and then get into the green flag and go from there. What do you expect this race to be like caution wise? I'm expecting I'm going to go over under on the 5 cautions. I'm going to go over 5 cautions. I think you got a lot of trucks on the track tonight. You got a lot of antsy drivers, first race of the season. They want to get to the front. I'm going over on 5 cautions. What do you think you're at on that?
As much as I want the under, I am fully expecting the over on that 5. So, I hope if we do get over 5, it's towards the end of the race. Like I mentioned, I'd love to see some green flag stops going on and have all the wrecking maybe happen late in the race if we were to have that, because once it gets to the end, the last 15, 20 laps, drivers are gonna start being more aggressive, and aggression is can be the root cause for some of these wrecks. So I obviously expect some more yellows towards the end of this race, but hopefully we get some good green flag laps in before then.
Absolutely. I think that it'll be interesting. I don't know if I expect the big one right off the bat. I think maybe these guys, as we saw in the duels, will kind of tuck into their lines, but I definitely think as those laps wind down, as the fuel strategy starts to play itself out, as the nerves start to get to some of these drivers on feeling like you need to be in the front, or you're not going to have a chance to go and win this thing, I think that's when you're going to start to see a lot of swinging back and forth. And that's the type of stuff that can, cause those accidents here.
Yeah, I do think if hopefully we don't get the big one early on, but I think if we do get the big one early on, if that were to happen, I think it might kind of calm down the drivers a little bit. We'd go green a good distance, because when that type of stuff happens early on, I think drivers kind of put in their mind like, hey, we shouldn't be racing like this because we're risking more and more drivers getting out, and so and so has damage and all that kind of stuff. So I hope that doesn't happen, but even if that were to happen, I think the drivers would take that time and kind of cool off a bit, and hopefully get some green flag runs in, and yeah, I think they'd chill out a bit after if that were to happen.
Absolutely. Well, I agree. I think that this is definitely just a good chance for a lot of these guys to kind of lock in and decide how they want to race the rest of the season. If you make enemies here, you can definitely make some lasting impressions that are going to spread throughout the season, and possibly make drivers not want to drive around you, not want to drive with you, or plain just wreck you when they get the chance. So we definitely got to come into this Daytona race, leave the duels behind, leave qualifying behind, leave whatever it is that's on your shoulder behind, and put your head down and just race clean and make friends, not enemies.
Yeah, no, you need friends at a drafting track like this towards the end, because if you're all alone, it's pretty unlikely you'll have a good shot. 10 seconds left in this, I guess, secondary practice for these drivers, and that green flag is just getting closer and closer.
We're getting there. We're getting there. I'll have to ask you this: has your pick changed after some of the carnage that took place on those laps?
I still got JJ Moore winning this race. I fully expect him to win this race, in my opinion. I mean, he displayed his skill very well in the duels, raced very well, was up front the whole time, and I expect to see that again tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, I agree. I think that this is going to be a lot of heavy hitters in this one. There's going to be a lot of people gunning for that win tonight, gunning for that top 5 finish, and you have a lot of fast drivers, a lot of fast trucks, and not a lot of spots for that win. Just one. All right, well, as I said, we got most of the way through the grid last time. Let's see where we left off here. Let's see if it's going to be nice to us when we load this up. It is going to be nice to us. So I think our grid has changed a little bit versus who's on the inside, who's on the outside, with the addition of Jacob Quill, the number 1 truck up there in the front. But I don't think we've changed all that much. So you ready to get back into this?
I am ready.
Okay, let's start off back here. Gonna be row 12 now. Tyler Helms in the 15 truck. Very good driver, championship last year, obviously. He's starting a little bit buried in this Daytona race, but obviously it's Tyler Helms. He can get to the front win, and if he wants to. And it's going to be Joshua Gilbert, who has not loaded in yet, on his outside. And as we go into the next row.
Row 13 is going to be Maximo Funderburk and Kai Collymore. Kai Collymore, another one of those drivers I told y'all to look out for tonight, because he's really good on these super speedway tracks.
Absolutely. Behind them, the number 10 truck, Patricia Cosado. And this is that number 10 truck that had an insane run at the duel. I don't know if you remember that. It took him 4 wide, right through the middle. And I think all of us there for a second thought that this truck had a real chance of winning that race. And to the outside of the 10 truck, the number 7 of Kendorian Davis, another truck who was very promising in the duels, led some laps and ran up in the front the whole time.
Behind them, row 15 is Max Ford and Zachary Trevino. Zachary Trevino also a very, very good super speedway racer.
And here's a truck that we talked about a lot. The number 23, Cameron Campbell, showed a lot of speed in his duel. And, I mean, just a lot of tenacity. He went to the back at one point, drove it back to the front. and he could definitely be a truck to watch. And the number 76 on the outside of him of Michelle Miller.
Row 17, my pick to win this race, JJ Moore in that beautiful 88 machine on his outside. It's going to be Cody Banta in that 55.
Absolutely. And the 71 of Jason Hall. This guy's racing trucks and Cup. Definitely a contender to get to the front. Did very well in his Cup duel, and he's someone to watch out for. And the outside of him is going to be the 41 of Nolan Kelly.
Row 19. Sorry, row 20, we got Derek Turner and Emerson Crawley. I believe we're still got one more lap to green.
One more lap to green, and to round out the field is going to be Joshua Hallford in the 74 truck. So let's go back to the front. Load these guys in as they line up side by side, ready to go racing.
Going to be a Chevy Toyota front row.
Last time I dared to say this, Gavin, they all started wrecking each other. But look at this beautiful track full of trucks. Come on.
Yeah, no, we're in for a show. Whole field of some beautiful trucks out there. And I hope it's like this throughout the season. Whole field, each and every race would be lovely. This is Wyatt E. Thompson leading us in the green flag. I was talking about it last week in the duels, the 77 machine. One of my favorite paints out on the track. Just love the blue on the truck. It's watch out for tonight.
That's one of the other things that makes this field look so good is there is no shortage of good paint jobs in this field. All of these trucks, I dare say all of these trucks really do look really good. And I mean, some of them are obviously standout hitters like Wyatt's, but a lot of really good looking trucks in the field tonight.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm even when they're wrecked, I mean, they look good. I think we'll even say that tonight. Yeah. But man, I am excited for this race to go green as we're coming into turn 3 and 4 here, ready to go green in just a moment.
Absolutely. And as always, here at HVTV, we're gonna go crank it up. Me and Gavin won't annoy you with their voices on this first lap, and I pray they make it through the first lap. Let's just have a clean, crank it up first lap here, guys.
Once again, a Chevy Toyota front row as the Pace truck will get ready to pull a hard left onto pit road. We will go green.
And they started off clean, and it looks like they're going around again. You're going to give us a little more time to look at these beautiful trucks.
They want us to look at every single one.
They want us to look at every single truck. Let's look at every single truck. Why don't we, Gavin, honestly?
A couple drivers with some pre-race end-of-line penalties. The number 99 machine, Aiden Cabarrubia. Number 99 is going to start at the end of the line, including Jason Hall and Derek Turner. Maybe they selected to start at the end of the line.
It could be some prior penalties. I know that there was some discourse after the duels about some incidents that we witnessed. I didn't think I saw anything too bad, honestly, but people, when it's racing, there's always going to be some tempers flaring. There's always going to be some people wondering if somebody could have
you go in a race and not everybody's going to be happy at the end. So
absolutely. Well, hopefully this, dare I say, the only ugly truck gets off the track, because we want to see these guys go racing. Let's get this Pace truck out of here.
I was gonna say, I don't see a single ugly truck out there. I mean, throwing some shade out there on somebody, and then we got the Pace truck. I agree. We got to get this guy off the track.
Absolutely. I mean, he's got lights off. What is he? He's just doing hot laps out here. I think he's trying to lead the lines. He's trying to gauge where the run's coming from. Stay in front of him here, but he just needs to go.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have the Pace truck leading the most laps tonight.
Yeah, I fully agree. I've definitely had a couple races at Daytona go like that, and I think we can all hope that this is not one of those. But they warmed their tires up. Jacob Quill especially has been getting those tires ready on that outside lane. The outside lane was the fast lane last time we were here, so a lot of potential for that outside lane.
Chevy Toyota front row, and we are kicking the season off right here at Daytona, and we are green.
Here we go. Crank it up. First lap at Daytona and then send it over to We already got a lot of moving around as Wyatt D. Thompson pulls it down pit road. I'm not too sure what happened there with Wyatt D. Thompson, but that is not the start to the race he wanted, as Jacob Quill, Kobe Duckworth, and Chase George are going to be your leaders on lap 1.
Yeah, we kind of saw the top lane rolling better there. It's a little bit of contact in the back, but looks like the trucks keep it straight. Saw a few drivers actually drop into the back at the start of the race on the backstretch. Calvin Harvey, one of them, that number 98 machine, he has completely lost the draft, so unfortunate for him. He's out of the draft.
Definitely not the start we wanted for some of these guys as we go into Daytona, and Wyatt D. Thompson completely has left the track. I'm not too sure. Hopefully we can send this out to our specialists on pit road and get some information on what's going on with Wyatt D. Thompson. But a strong contender to win this race tonight is off the track completely and in the shop.
Yeah, all the commotion has kind of gone away as of now. We're single files kind of, leading this race as of now. There's a double file out there as that top lane's trying to get up to the front, just not able to do so with those 3 cars out front. Very strong. We saw 3 of those trucks very strong in the rules as well last week.
Absolutely. And so far, everybody is kind of staying in line, staying with clean racing, doing what they need to do, and putting their heads down. But still a lot of trucks out here in this field right now, and a lot can go on.
So it turns out Wyatt Thompson was given a black flag penalty. Not sure exactly how, but we have a car spinning in the back, sideways in the middle of the track, and we're going to have our first caution of tonight's race. I believe the truck that went sideways was, Maxwell Thunderberg, the 96 machine.
96 machine of Maxwell Thunderberg. Did he have help, or was this a solo spin? But that's going to bail the 98 out and allow him to get back into the draft, which is good for him. Same with the number 7 of Enright. But let's look back here and see if we can figure out what happened to this 96 machine. Anytime we see him in the top line, 96 machine, got the 10, the 53, and the 24 around him. Kind of just sitting in that outside line, minding his business. He's going to go to the high side of the 10 here as they're coming across the line and just try to come back down, nowhere to go. Spins himself off the front of the 10 truck.
Yeah, gets some decent front end damage, and also some rear damage, but it happens early on in this race, just on lap 4, and you'll have time to repair that damage, but not how you want to start off the race.
Absolutely. Not the ideal day. It looks like Maxwell Thunderberg may tonight. As I believe we had a lot of trucks shuffling around after that run. Definitely it looks way different than our starting grid, but one thing that has not changed from the front row is Jacob Quill, this number 1 Toyota, Robin Hood Toyota. He leads us as we walk away from this first caution.
Look who's right behind him, the 33 machine, Kobe Duckworth.
I know, I'm trying to not talk about him. I don't want no commentators curse happening over here.
Well, I don't believe in such thing. I will talk about JJ as much as I can.
There you go. There you go. Hey, I commend you for your bravery. I commend you for your bravery.
He may be in the back, but I believe he'll be up in the front leading very shortly here tonight.
Absolutely. I think that JJ has a real good chance moving through this field. As long as he can keep it clean and kind of stay away from everybody, I think he'll be just all right to get to the front.
It does look like Wyatt Thompson is back out on track. Um, looks like he's still in the lead lap. It's just with how many of these trucks, the amount of trucks we have out on track, it's kind of hard to render all in at once. But sitting there in 37th at the moment, still out on track.
Interesting start to this race. Definitely not the start I expected. And hopefully, again, our pit people can get some more information on what that black flag was for. But definitely an interesting start to the race here.
Yes. Ooh, yeah, I think we have a bit of contact on pit road.
On pit road.
I know. I think it was just Derek Turner missing his stop here. Just missed his box. He was that early pit box, but looks like everything is well. Just some drivers heading in to top off on fuel.
They better keep it together, let me tell you. But you were right. You were right about Wyatt Thompson. He's back out on track. Appears to be on the lead lap as of right now. And 77 truck still to complete, so still has a chance to go from the back to the front here, but not the way that I'm sure he wanted to start this race here at Daytona.
Luckily, he was kind of saved by that yellow. You know, obviously didn't go lap down, and he still has a shot. Obviously, I mean, gonna go green, I believe, with just on lap 8. So, you know, a lot of racing left. And hopefully we stay green.
Absolutely, lots of racing to go, and lots of time for Colby Duckworth to get around this #1 truck. I say reluctantly, but I think it'll be maybe fairly obvious what Jacob Quill's going to choose here as we come around to 1 lap to green. I mean, you're choosing high in this situation, I would assume.
Oh yeah, no, we saw all last week in the duels. The top line was kind of the dominant lane, the lane you wanted to be in. And if I'm the race leader, I'm choosing the top. Obviously, you're in control of the restart, but also you kind of honestly just want to be up there. But we'll have to see what Jacob does, because obviously, you know, it's early on in this race, and it does appear that he's going to choose that top side.
Choose the top lane. That puts it to Toyota behind him with Jason Smith. And look who snuck up here in no time. While we're distracted by all the things going on the track, Tyler Helms is already in 8th place. His way up. He started in the back of the pack, I believe it was about 23rd. And already he has charged into the top 10 with the number 15 truck. And very fast truck and very fast driver. And he could definitely be headed to the front.
Same with Kai Collingwood. Started 26th. I was talking about how he's a good Super Speedway driver, and he's up there in the top 10. And last year's champion, Tyler Helms, also up there.
Absolutely.
They decided to stay out with, you know, a lot of trucks came in to just top off on fuel. Wanted to, you know, be more safe than sorry. So
absolutely,
drivers staying out for that track position early on.
Got quite a group here. Kai Collymore, Tyler Helms, Zachary Trevino. I mean, just names on names here in that group, just inside the top 10. But Jacob Quill and Colby Duckworth are going to lead us off as we come around to the start-finish line. Coming into 3 right now. And I'm sure these guys are antsy to get back going and get back, taking these laps away.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the double chases are going to do here in the second row. Got Chase George and Chase Smith.
Double chases. We're going to coin that term. I don't know how or why, but we're definitely going to coin that term. Can we get one of the chases into victory lane? The double chases have double the chance.
They were both fast last week. I think they got a good shot.
Absolutely. Chase S. Smith, one of your Final Four drivers from last year, of course, but here we go. Rolling it into the start zone. Jacob Quill going to have control on this one. A little bit of a bobble, but he's going to get going well with a nice push from Chase S. Smith behind. Colby Duckworth falls into the 3rd position. He's going to go high with Aiden Kerr behind him. Oh, he's going to stay low. Chase George rolls behind them.
Yeah, that was a great restart by those 2 drivers on the top lane, able to just clear the inside, and now they're out here. Huge run coming up behind them. We'll see if Colby Duckworth has anything to do with, or he's going to stay in line. He's jumping to the outside, side by side for second.
Jacob Quill would jump up to block that run from Colby and Chase George. Guy Collingmore coming behind in that Ford. Chase S. Smith and Travis Bradley trying to make something on the bottom. This guy Collingmore is just going to try to drive right through the middle of these guys. Catching a little bit of a side draft off Chase S. Smith. Colby Duckworth going to pop down in front of those guys. And you have an outside line starting to form as Chase George is just kicked out of this line, trying to get back in. This is going to hurt Chase George a lot when it comes to these positions.
Yeah, no, Kai Collingwood saw a gap and he took it right away, but Chase George definitely in the unlucky position there. Is going to cycle to the rear, just like you said. And we're kind of just seeing side-by-side action. It's really nice right now. I haven't really seen any three-wide action as of now, and I think these drivers kind of want it to go green as much as we do.
Absolutely. And, you know, maybe not what Jacob Quill wanted to see, though. He's given up that outside lane. He does have some really good pushing trucks behind him, 2 Toyotas behind him, Chase Smith and Travis Brather. This outside lane is really showing their momentum as they always have through the duels and everything with Colby Duckworth. And Kai Collingmore is going to jump down with 8 crit. The 2 Fords trying to move their way to the front for 40XLI.
Teammates going to the lead. Kai Collingwood is going to lead lap 9. Still side by side for a second. A little bit of contact there as well.
Yeah, Colby Duckworth comes down and doors at 38 a little bit. Making those paint schemes a little bit beat up. But they keep it straight. Zachary Trevino throws a big slide to the outside lane for Tyler Holmes. They're going to keep together. Look at these trucks coming down the backstretch, all jumbled up.
Kind of seeing those two teammates lined up on the inside as they actually leave each other now. We got Aiden jumping.
An interesting strategy here. Now, you know, essentially your team has control of the whole race here with the outside line and the inside line.
Thing is, though, they're allowing Colby Duckworth to get clear, and he's actually going to jump low, and Colby's going to say hi, and Colby's now fighting for the lead with a 60 right behind him with Cameron Echevarri.
Carmelo Echeverria is what I'm going to go with, the number 60 Ram truck. Good to see a Ram truck up in the front. And another driver who we have not talked a whole lot about, but nonetheless, here he is in the top 5, Kylan Wilson. And that blue 87 truck makes an appearance here at the front.
Oh, we have a yellow flag here on lap 11 as we have a car on its side, the number 29 machine of Joshua Gilbert on his side on the backstretch. We're going to clip here.
Yeah, that's
in
one
duel 1
beat-up
last
truck.
week. In duel 1 last week, we saw, I believe it was 2 trucks kind of on the wall just like this. Just that it was in the corner last time. This one's on the back straight. He's...
Let me see as we go into the replay here. They were kind of part of this second group back here that was trying to keep up with the draft. As you can see, moving around the 7. Ooh. 7 hard pushed out of line into that 29 truck. 29 truck bouncing off the wall. Not good for that truck at all.
Yeah, Wyatt D. Thompson, who already had to deal with that penalty earlier on, has some good amount of right front damage on that truck. Not the race start he really wanted here, and already 2 yellows just over 10 laps into this race. And that is number 1 of the trucks upside down tonight. Hopefully we don't get any more, but, you know,
yeah,
we got 1.
They're kidding. Hopefully no more trucks wall riding and looking the wrong way. That is not how Ross Chastain did it, guys. Come on.
I don't think it'll work here
I don't think
in
so.
any way.
Yep, I am seeing that damage to that 77 truck. Not ideal for him, but there's your guy JJ Moore back there. Still a clean truck, still holding his own. I would imagine with how these first 12 laps or so have gone that he's kind of keeping his head down.
He wants to keep that car out of as much carnage as he can, and he's doing so right now. So that truck is still as clean as can be.
Absolutely. Will any of these guys pop down pit road? That is the question on my mind. Colby Duckworth is your leader. Carmelo Chavera in second. Incorrect in third. Kylan Wilson still holding on to the top 5, and Kai Collymore rounding out your top 5. It looks like we will get some pit lane action here. Let's watch from the pit lane camera as these guys snake their way down pit lane. I would assume here you're just trying to get your fuel strategy a little more solid, right?
Yeah, if I'm in here, I'm pitting, taking fuel, and we see most of the field doing so. You just want to top off, have that extra, you know, laps of fuel, kind of just feel safer. Uh, I want to believe Zachary Trevino missed his box.
We have a lot of confusion. Is Calvin D. Harvey stuck getting in his box, ends up in his box very, very sideways. The race off pit road is absolute chaos as 36 trucks try to find their spot. Wyatt T. Thompson finally finding his. And that is going to shake things up big time as we got some trucks who stayed out and a lot of shuffling around on pit road here. But it's going to be Travis Prather is your new leader with Jose Lopez in the 19 truck behind him and Zachary Trevino behind. And look at this top 5. 4 Toyotas in the top 5 right now.
Yeah, so it did appear Zachary Trevino did end up coming down on pit road, missed his box, so he drove through. I'm wondering if he's gonna just kind of come down pit road here and top off because he did not get any fuel in that truck.
And if that happens to be the case, it'll be 2 rows of Toyotas leading off this field. Another good-looking truck is this number 4 truck, Juniper Brewer. Haven't talked about him yet tonight. I think he's been kind of keeping his head down, but here he is in the number 5 spot with the beautiful number 4 truck.
You know, that's a truck you want to run around at Daytona. That is a beautiful looking design there. Colors popping. I love it. Every scheme you see out here, I can't say anything negative about them.
I agree.
They're all incredible.
So of the trucks that did come down pit road and actually made it into their pit box, Carmelo leads them off with a really fast fuel stop. I'm assuming he just took fuel, a little splash and dash there. And Kai Collymore going to be behind him. Colin Wilson makes it out. Jacob Quill makes it out. And if you're wondering why we haven't said Colby Duckworth's name, he was the 6th truck, entered pit road first, and behind 5 of those guys that he was in front of when he entered pit road. Not the exact pit stop he was in.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what exactly happened. I think he maybe just slipped his box there. Can't really our camera crew wasn't really there on the site, so we can't really see exactly what happened. But yeah, obviously, like you said, lost quite a bit of spots. But it is going to be a Toyota front 2 rows, top 4 all Toyotas trying to win this race.
This is a ridiculous effort. Trevino goes to get that splash of fuel that he missed out on. And this is going to shake things up. Dorian Davis enters the top 5. The 81 of Kenny Hillhair, who we haven't seen yet, into the top 10. And now you have a lot of fast trucks just back behind those 2 with Carmelo and Kai Collymore, who they've already been at the front for most of the race, but now they have these newcomers at the front. And it's going to be interesting to see how these lanes change and how these runs change with these trucks leading.
Yeah, I also want to give a shout out to our lone Ram up front. Obviously, we had Trevino, but he had to top up on fuel. We're going to have this lone Ram all by himself, the number 60 machine, trying to win in that beautiful Ram truck.
Absolutely.
What's the prediction? How many races do we go through this season before Ram wins?
I mean, you got some talented drivers and Ram trucks, obviously, with Carmelo, with truck driver. You got Zachary Trevino. Despite the fuel incident, still a very solid contender to do something in this race. So I don't think it'll be too long, Gavin, before we see a Ram in victory lane. Not to even mention Trenton Wilkin in that 17 truck, another beautiful Ram.
I'm excited to see what they're going to be able to do this season. But the pace truck, another hard left on the pit road, and we are going back green here at Daytona with a Toyota front row.
Travis Prather, very good jump for that 8 truck. Maybe too good a jump because he's going to have to come back to these guys behind him. Aiden Covarrubia in that 99 truck, also a very big gap to the truck behind him. And he's going to jump a little bit wide. Try to get this wrangled into one line, it seems, as all these trucks come around. And they are all over the place. A big run from the 39 and the 1. They're going to give Carmelo a big shove. And they were coming up the middle, no questions asked, on that run right there. They're going to come right past all of these newcomers. Kai's going to jump to the bottom. And we are already 3 wide in many areas of the track as Kai Collymore is going to go to the bottom of all these guys, jumping in front of Jacob Quill, and Dorian Davis, Fades, and Colby Duckworth is back up here in the conversation. But they are really tight coming off the corner. You can see all those trucks sliding up the racetrack. The 4 up into the wall. Can he keep it straight and not get in anybody's way here? As we cross the line, the first lap back, green is led by Kai Collymore, Jacob Quill, and the number 99 truck. Carmelo jumps to the bottom, quite a block on the number 8 truck, kind of leaving Colby Duckworth there to drive with Tyler Helms right behind.
Yeah, still 3 wide as we still have the top lane kind of pulling away these 3 looking 4 trucks here. Kai Collymore and Jacob Quill, 2 wonderful, incredible super speedway drivers working well together right now. But the 60 and that beautiful Ram truck pushing hard on the inside, and they're kind of pulling in here to them on the inside, and Kai Collimore's going to go down and block that run.
Yep, Kai recognized exactly what you were saying. They had a little bit of a run coming out of 4 there, and he goes down to kind of chop that air off. Jacob Quill tried to go down with him, but didn't have the room to slide in front of Carmelo, so kind of hangs out in the middle for now. He's making it work. He jumps back up in front of Aiden, and Kai will go back to the top line as well, but that's going to allow Carmelo a really big run on the bottom. Not a lot of help, though, but that Ram truck is going to see some clean air as he jumps out in front of Kai Collymore. Tries to throw a block, can't make it stick, and he'll stay on the inside row. And here comes Colby Duckworth and Tyler Helms through the middle with help from Chase S. Smith and your guy, J.J. Moore.
Yeah, J.J. Moore, he's going to be leading this race. My prediction, next 10 laps. But look at this. Impressive racing here, 3 wide. And it's still Kai Collymore out front. Him and Jacob Quill and that number 1 machine just kind of controlling this race so far. Not really letting anybody by them. And here it is, Jacob Quill looking to the inside of Kai Collymore.
Really aggressive block by the number 1 truck on Colby Duckworth that almost caused quite the stack up. Not something you want to see out of a veteran super speedway driver like that. But they all kept it together. They all kept it green. Jacob Quill's going to slide to that inside line in front of Carmelo, which allows Colby to try to get that run going again with Tyler Helms right behind. And now look at this, 3 lanes wide of Send-It Motors UIS truck racing, and they are keeping it green, they're keeping it clean, as a couple of these guys in the field like to say.
Yeah, their last season champion also, Tyler Helms, you know, up there in the top 5. He's trying to get up to the lead, doing a wonderful job pushing that third. Still that top lane with the better momentum though on exit. It's hard to beat that unless you're all connected. We're going back 3 wide now. The 18 machine on the inside.
Absolutely. Chase S. Smith jumps to the bottom in front of Jacob Quill. I think that's who he was wanting to work with. And that's going to shake things up as Colby and Tyler kind of got hung out to dry there for a little bit. And this top lane is disintegrating before our eyes. As a lot of the run not getting connected. And the inside line seems to prevail. Jacob Quill jumps into the middle in front of Colby Duckworth. Hoping to get that thing revived. And a newcomer in that purple truck starting to make their way around the outside. If they can get that lane hooked up, Chase George into the wall, though.
Yeah, it's hard to just stay connected right there on the outside when you're 3 wide like that. But here comes the second lane with Jacob Quill and Colby Duckworth trying to get up to the front. Now side by side for second, soon to be for the lead. And Colby's actually going to leave that middle lane, jump up in front of the 89. That's going to cause a bit of a stack up there. Now Jacob Quill jumps up in front of him, going for the lead now.
These trucks are absolutely stacked, 3 wide, almost all the way through the field, and they are wiggling around trying to keep themselves in their lanes. But a lot of impressive driving happening right now. As Jacob Quill, currently your leader, he's got Colby Duckworth and Emerson Crawley behind him. Emerson Crawley, a newcomer into the top 10, someone we haven't talked about yet, now finds himself in 5th. And Kai Collymore top 1 and another newcomer, I should say, is the 66 truck into the top 10. And that is going to be, if I can get him pulled up here, he's moving around so much, he's charging to the front.
Yeah, we have a lot of just drivers kind of cycling back to the back of the field and back up front. But one thing, obviously, we saw throughout the duels, and we've seen it tonight already, you do not want to lead the inside lane when you don't have as much help, because you will just cycle to the rear, and that's what we saw Carmelo kind of go through. As he was leading the inside, he's kind of cycled to the back, but he's trying to charge back up to the front right now. Just hard to do so when there's so many trucks going for the lead at once.
Jacob Quill in the middle kind of gets hung out to dry. Didn't really have anywhere to go as he pulled down from that top lane. And Kai Collymore and Colby Duckworth, a lot of slinking back and forth. Now stick to that top lane. And Colby is really trying to do what we talked about in that pre-interview we did with him. He's trying to control this race. Every time he's up front, he's trying to bounce back and forth between the lanes. But, you know, I think right now it's costing him a little bit because he's not letting these runs develop. He really needs to get in one of these lanes out front and sit there and let those runs develop for a little bit.
Yeah, Aiden at number 9 truck pulled a huge block on the top lane in front of Kai Collymore. Kai Collymore did a little bit of switchback, went to the middle, and now they're 3 wide there for third.
38 of Aiden Crit, who worked really well with Kai earlier and in the duels, is entering the conversation again. As, they're going to get a big push. Going for that number 1 and that number 39 truck.
Jason Smith still trying to block that middle lane, just not able to do so. Kai Collymore and Jacob Quill going right up to the front once again. You see them get kind of separated, cycle back a few lanes, and they're just able to get right back into the front once again. Kai Collymore goes right up to the top lane, blocking.
Absolutely, working really well together right now. You know, kind of dotting the I's and crossing the T's right now as far as blocking and controlling this race goes. But Chase S. Smith, a Final Four contender from last season, a very strong truck driver, one who's coming back. He wants to win the championship this time. And he saw Tyler Helms win it last time, who was also here in the top 10. But Chase S. Smith, he has a chip on his shoulder to win that championship, and he leads the inside row with a lot of help from behind him.
Yeah, Carmelo doing the best he can to push that 18, and it's working really well. They don't have as much help as that outside lane does. It's kind of 2 versus 3 at the moment, all connected. But they're trying their hardest to get up to that front. Just with the run the outside lane has on the exit of the corners, they just die out.
That middle lane just is a little bit air blocked right now. Really can't get pushed through the middle of these 2 really powerful lanes. But it appears they might finally have a bit of a run as Jacob Quill starting to get past these guys, get a little more even with the top lane. The inside lane kind of seems the place to be for these last couple laps.
Yeah, like I was just mentioning, Carmelo kind of went to the rear after leading the inside, and now look at him in third. It's kind of driving back to the back of the field and back to the front.
We had a couple drivers riding the wall as they entered that corner back there. And I know they're using every bit of this track as they can. Trucks all the way across, 3 wide. And some trucks hanging out in the back there. And I don't want to be wrapped up in all that.
Yes, we kind of have a bit of a 3-truck breakaway. But here comes Jacob Quill with that draft, pulling up on them. We're going to see where he wants to go, looking to the outside now. That 60 machine.
The outside with little to no help behind. Unless Tyler Helms and Aiden Corrett can kind of get something going. He's going to be stuck on the outside of Carmelo. And Aiden not going to push Jacob Quill. They're going to jump to the outside line and keep rolling right around him.
Yeah, Jacob Quill falling back to Colby Duckworth and JJ Moore in that middle lane.
Now
JJ Moore.
Jacob Quill is a driver for anybody that tuned into the Cup duels who got it hung out to dry many times in the Cup race. Stuck on the outside lane for multiple laps during a single file run. So definitely a driver who knows how to race really good, knows how to find a spot, but occasionally hung out to dry as it comes to this.
Yeah, big checkup on that top lane there in turn 1 and 2. They were able to keep it straight, and now you see that middle lane surging up to the front, trying to get into the lead. That's Colby Duckworth in the 33 machine with JJ Moore right behind him.
JJ Moore making a big push. Here he is in the conversation for these front runners. We knew he would be. You called that within 10 laps he'd be leading, and he's definitely trying to make a charge for that.
Yeah, look at them now going for the lead on the top. JJ Moore and the 33 machine. He's trying to. As now 3 wide for the lead.
Absolutely. Look at these trucks, man. Absolutely stacked. Really pushing up to the outside lane. Almost pinches him off completely there. But Colby Duckworth should have a good run coming out of this corner. So does Kylan Wilson and Travis Prather on the inside. Kylan Wilson not led a lap yet, but a very beautiful blue truck with a good chance to do so. Colby Duckworth, your leader, though. JJ Moore close behind. What are they going to do here? Side lane going around Jacob Quill and Kai Collingwood.
On the exit of 2, this current lap, Jacob Quill got a bit loose, kind of checked out that middle lane, almost had contact with the inside lane, but was able to move straight. And that top lane does not have that.
Not as many trucks, but they are still holding their own. 3 wide around this track. 3 wide for almost 10 laps now. No incidents, knock on wood. I'm not on wood. Keep racing like this, but I mean, absolutely, really, really good racing for this truck series right now.
Look at this top lane rolling. JJ Moore and Colby Duckworth are going to be able to get clear. Now it's JJ Moore going for the lead on the inside of Colby. Jacob Quill does not want to stick with JJ. He jumps up to push the 33 machine. It's going to be the 88 and the 87 linked up together. And the 39 and the 33. Colby Duckworth looking to lead this lap, and he's going to do so.
There it is. Still officially the leader of that lap, so your premonition is not coming. It's becoming very close right now as JJ's got some help from behind. Yeah, and Jacob slid up JJ there. I'm not going to say that's completely just because he liked the outside lane, but what can I say?
Yeah, with Jacob Quill and Colby, we've seen them connected really well together in this inside lane. Now cycling to the rear a little bit now, and they're just kind of falling back, trying to get connected, and they're just not able to do so.
We're seeing these 3-truck runs be really powerful when they stay linked up. And as I say that, they don't stay linked up. Chase S. Smith's going to jump to the inside and push for Colby Duckworth.
We have a crash!
And a big wreck in the back with Travis Prather, Max Ford, a lot of other trucks involved.
Zachary Trevino, another strong driver involved. Huge damage. We got Nori Davis.
Maxwell Funderburg, Patricia Zone. A lot of trucks involved here. Joseph Enright, Wyatt Thompson still coming around the back there. Damage on this one. Not ideal for a lot of these trucks. Let's go back. Let's see if we can see what happened there.
Maxwell Funderburg ended up towing the truck. After that, yellow. Let's see what happened here. They're just 3 wide. Aggressive racing, we've kind of seen that the past 15-20 laps, but they were able to keep it straight until now.
Absolutely, and keep an eye on that number 8 truck. That's the one he first saw. He gets turned off the front of the 24 with Connor McKillen. Up into Zachary Trevino, kicks around Max Ford. There were just a lot of trucks involved in that one. So we lose our eyes for a little bit, but you know, that can happen at Daytona. You just get a weird push from the rear, and it is crazy how fast these trucks and O'Reilly's cars and Cup cars will just snap around.
Yeah, Chase George did a great job going through that wreck. He took the grass, was able to go right by.
Absolutely. They had some good saves in there and some really unfortunate crashes for some other drivers as well. Zachary Trevino, a very strong driver, got to the back after a fuel stop, was working his way back to the middle of that pack and just got caught. And you know, can't avoid them all, especially when a truck's coming right up from the inside of the track straight into the side of your truck.
Yeah, and obviously we saw a lot of trucks involved in that. You know, some pretty heavy damage. Some trucks got kind of lucky and didn't get as much damage, but you know, we're still not even halfway through this race yet. So some, time to fix those trucks. As of now, I don't really want to say anybody's out of it. We just have a few trucks and a few laps now, but still 37 out on the lead lap.
Absolutely. A lot of trucks still in contention. And check out this truck. Derek Turner, this number 66 Chevrolet, started 39th, very back. Remember, as we were going to the grid, he was in that last double wide row there. He now finds himself in 4th. Gain of a ton of positions. 35 positions gained for Derek Turner.
Great drive, and that's why people love, Daytona. I mean, we see, I'm not saying this, but real life we see drivers who don't contend at other tracks just based off equipment. They're able to lead at super speedways like Daytona and Talladega. I'm not saying he doesn't have the, I don't want it to come off that way. He doesn't have like the experience at other tracks, but that's what you love about Daytona. People can go from the back to the rear very quickly. Absolutely. As looks like the 7 machine.
Derek Turner.
On pit road.
Oh, 77 spun on pit road. Derek Turner wins your race off pit road. He beats Jacob
Yeah.
Quill off pit road. Colby Duckworth had slid through his box. But lots of problems for Wyatt Thompson this Daytona race. Really not the race that he needed here.
Oh, yeah, Wyatt Thompson obviously involved in that 77 machine, but the 7 machine of Joseph Enright also had contact with my pick to win this race on pit road, JJ Moore, which sent the 7 around. I'm not sure.
Moore has damage
does
on the
look
front
like
of his
the-
truck.
Yeah, looks like he has some heavy right front damage after that contact on pit road. I don't know if we could get a replay.
We might be able to make something happen here. See if we can see what happened here on pit road with the 88 truck. See 88 coming out of his box here. That number 7 of Enright. And yeah, Enright just going to cut across the front end. Gets spun off the front of JJ Moore. And that's bad damage for that 88 truck.
Yeah, that 88 needs to come back on pit road and try to take some damage before we go back green here. Have just a little bit of time to do so. But if I'm him, I would come down pit road right now.
As would I. Definitely got some damage to work out on the front of that truck. But Derek Turner, the guy we were just talking about, starting to start. Our stats aren't completely updated yet, but he wins the race off pit road. He's gonna come back down.
Like him and Jacob Quill want to top off on fuel.
Absolutely. And
He actually missed his box. Derek Turner.
oh no, way
Big trouble
misses
for him.
his box. I was gonna say because he was the first box. He started in the very back of the pack, and he completely misses it. He's gonna have to back up all the way. JJ Moore sits in his pit box, waiting to get that damage fixed, and that's gonna give your lead in your front row to these 40 XLI trucks.
Oh my goodness, Jacob Quill, who we've seen leading in up front this entire race, has left the track. Not exactly sure why, but he
Track.
is calling it done, I guess. I don't know why he decided to park the truck and call it a night. He has done just that.
Well, very unexpected. Very unexpected result there for Jacob Quill. I mean, the guy had a really strong truck, really strong pace. Seemed like he was really leading these lines well, and so I'm very surprised to see him park that number 1 Robin Hood truck, but I guess there's something that he knows that we don't.
Yeah, now that makes 2 teammates are going to lead us to the green flag. Being the 39 machine, we've seen both up front throughout this race.
Absolutely. Seeing if I can get any info on what might be happening with that number 1 truck, but not yet. We're going to check back in next time we can, maybe on the next caution. Maybe they'll run green. I'm painfully optimistic, but we are still under 5, and I know you and I both took the over.
Yeah, at this rate, I don't think there's any possibility we get the under. So
Me either. Well, here we go. The 40 XLI trucks lead us off at Daytona. Kai Collymore and Aiden Crit, the 38 and the 39, and they both get a beautiful big jump on these trucks behind. They got Kylan Wilson and Colby Duckworth. Chevy's behind them, and Chase George back into the top 5, looking to make a run to the front, maybe win in the Man Zone Series.
Colby Duckworth in front of Chase George. Big bump to the 38. Trying to get that inside lane rolling, which has been difficult for some drivers tonight. Kai Collymore, strong leader, leading the outside lane.
Well, they don't have a ton of help. We've definitely had some trucks fall off. We're starting to see, the pack is looking a little bit thinner. Not too much, but just a little bit thinner. As some of these trucks are trying to get linked up and rolling again. I don't know if we'll see that same 3-wide racing. And as I say that, we got some guys looking to the outside of that middle lane, but no commitments yet. The 40 XLI trucks link up on the outside. It's going to leave the door open for Colby Duckworth and Chase George on the inside.
Aiden here wants to stay connected with his teammate, and as I say that, he actually jumps down to block the 33 machine of Colby Duckworth. Teammates, I guess, trying to control both lanes here.
Absolutely. I'm sure they're talking to each other right now, trying to make sure that they can keep control of the runs in these lanes and keep things going in the right direction for these two Fords.
Kylan Wilson, the blue 87 machine, has been doing a great job these past few laps, pushing Kai Collymore in that top lane. Able to stay connected, and Chase George a little bit wiggly on exit, but able to keep it straight.
Another driver who pulled off the track is your pick, JJ Moore. JJ Moore currently 2 laps down, not on track. And the 88 truck and the 1 truck have seemingly disappeared from our race here at Daytona.
JJ Moore is... It's still showing he is on track, he has just lost the pack. Maybe a little bit of a spoiler. He's all alone. I believe this is turn...
There we go.
On the back stretch. All alone, no help.
No help at all, and now we finally get some updates to scoring. Doing us dirty there. He is going to be on the lead lap, but no help at all, as you said, and not what the 88 truck wants right now. Let's see, yeah, just absolutely by himself.
Back to the middle. Teammates got separated. Kai Collymore got left out to dry in the middle as he is dropping back now. And the 87 machine of Kylan Wilson now leading this race.
New leader, someone that we have not seen in the front yet. Maybe we've seen him in the front of the group, but not in the very front. Wilson looking to lead his first lap of a UIS right here in that blue 87 truck. We still got some big contenders, and look who has made their way into the top 10 from also the final row. Not Derek Turner, I apologize. I'm still thinking of you, Derek Turner. I know you're back there somewhere. But Jason Hall and the 71 Roto-Rooter truck, trying to work that middle or inside lane, whatever it may be, enters the top 10.
Yeah, he has 2 teammates behind him, but look on the inside, we got the 60 machine, Carmelo, and right behind him, last year's champion, Tyler Helms.
Zachary Trevino got that number 12 truck fixed, and he's back in the conversation, riding back there, being patient in that top lane, running around 10th right now.
Like he got that front right fender back on there, and truck is clean, and he wants to get back up to the front and lead in this race.
Absolutely. This pack has absolutely thinned out in a major way. And we got some trucks who it appears might be stuck back. There's a lot of shuffling around in the front. A lot of shuffling around. Jason Hall trying to capture the lead. He's got some push behind. Chase George wiggling all over the middle. And a new Ram enters the picture.
Yeah, new Ram in the picture in that middle lane, the 17 machine. Trenton Wilkin.
Oh.
He's up there. As Kai Collymore. No, that's not Kai Collymore. That's the 38 machine.
Yeah, Aiden Correa gets spit out into the inside. And he's going to have a really hard time rejoining the pack in the middle of the corner. That transition to the banking really hard.
I think he's going to lose the draft here.
Let's go back and take a look. Definitely at risk of losing the draft. He's got that single line of trucks behind him. And it looks like he's going to fall back to them. Wyatt D. Thompson in that single line right now, still with front end damage. And I'm not too sure if these guys are playing the long game here. They still got a lot of laps to go, or if they just don't maybe have the speed right now. Some damage to these trucks back here. But Aiden Correa going to fall all the way to the back of this pack.
I mentioned it earlier, Jason Hall, who started in the rear end of the field, started in 30th now. Kai Collymore behind him. So we kind of have a inside lane kind of breaking away a little bit. But as I say that, we have the 18 machine. Chase Smith jumps up to the outside. He's trying to get up to the lead now.
Absolutely. Jason Hall led some laps in the cup pools and his number 4 Mach 5 machine. And here he is racing for them again in the 71 truck and trying to lead some laps here as he completely blinks out.
As he's now inside of the 60 machine, he's going to have to pull off the apron. So, internet
issues really shit.
Crazy there, yeah, nice. stuck on the inside with the 60 machine. They're not connected, and they're going to fall back quite a bit now.
Absolutely. And Tyler Helms dives to the inside of Kai Collingmore. He's going to have Carter McKillen to help. 24 truck. And Chase S. Smith is your leader. A lot of changes happening. I mean, if we click off these guys for 1 second, it seems like the entire front of this pack changes.
We're not even halfway through the race, and these guys are racing like it's the final 10 laps, and I love it. I mean, this is as entertaining as it can get, and they're able to keep it straight. And they're, you've seen cars get a little bit wiggly, but they're able to keep it straight at the moment. So, incredible job by all these drivers right now.
Absolutely, definitely. We've had a couple of issues, but definitely for the most part, keeping things together and keeping it clean. Derek Turner re-enters the top 10 conversation after that mishap on pit road. He's still there and he's still trying, but right now, front three lines are Chase S. Smith, Carter McKillen, and Tyler Helms. There's a lot of big wiggles from that outside and inside line.
At the 24, we haven't really seen up front a lot tonight, but he's up there. Carter McMillan on that inside lane, doing a great job in that Ford machine.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we're hoping they can keep it clean and green here, but we're going to go crank it up this next lap or so. So enjoy the sound of still in the 30s, still in the 30 or so trucks as they race around Daytona International Speedway. Big moves. Trent Wilkin, a Ram truck, in the lead now as Aiden Kirbia on the 99 truck kind of left out to dry on the inside. Bobby Duckworth still in the conversation. I don't think this guy will ever leave the first top 5 trucks.
Yeah, he's kind of doing just like what we saw him do in the duels. Haven't really even seen him cycle out the top 10, I don't think. Great job. Look at Dorian Davis.
Dorian Davis
jumps up to the inside. He's going for the lead. In that number 7 machine, side by side now with Trenton Wilkin.
Absolutely, trying to get a run as you see a big line of single file trucks there on the inside as they are kind of falling into place. And the 47, is it the 47? Sorry, the 41 truck, wall riding through the start finish line there, but still kind of a 2-truck battle. And look at a truck that we pointed at as maybe not as fast. Remember when we went back to the single file lane? We said maybe these trucks just don't have what it takes. Well, one of those trucks was Michelle Miller. They find themselves in the 5th position right now. That's 27 as they get pushed into the wall. It nearly flipped over. And not the big one, but certainly a big-ish one here at Daytona. Tyler Helms, Chase George involved. And the commentator's curse strikes for the 27 truck.
Yeah, just as we mentioned him, very, very unlucky for Michelle Miller. Luckily, that truck doesn't look to be severely damaged and still has quite a bit of time to repair it.
Absolutely. As we look here, this replay, not a lot to be seen here. Tyler Helms, keep an eye on him in the 15 truck. He gets punted around as all these trucks pile up. Chase George. But all this happens from the 27 spinning off the front end of that 23 of Cameron Campbell.
Yeah, I think Michelle was just trying to maybe block the outside lane there, just trying to stay in front and kind of self-cleared, and it's kind of what caused all of that. And unfortunately, a lot of good drivers we've seen up front, involved in that. But like I said, still just under halfway. A lot of time to fix these trucks, plenty of time. And that's, what's kind of nice about iRacing. It's, these trucks and iRacing, once you get all, you know, if you have 3 minutes of optional, once you get all that optional damage repaired, it's pretty much like a brand new truck.
Absolutely.
So these drivers, none of them are out of it after that wreck.
Well, let's hope not. I mean, definitely some contenders caught up in that accident, especially with that number 15 of Tyler Helms. But Trent Wilkin started 11th. Not too bad of a start. Very quiet through the first bit of this race, and now nearly halfway he finds himself in first.
Yeah, incredible job getting that Ram up front leading laps as we see the field coming down on pit road to top off on fuel. The past few stops we've seen a bit of contact on pit road. Hopefully we don't see any. This time you want to get in and out of your box as clean as you can.
So far, a lot of clean entries. Colby Duckworth into it, and Chase S. Smith locks it up, and he's going to have to back up into his pit box. In contact, the 74 or the 76 truck goes around, and Colby Duckworth going to get off pit road clean. The same cannot be said for that 76 truck. I don't believe he even was able to get into his box.
Yeah, that's Cody Banta.
Not the pit situation that Cody Banta wanted. A couple trucks stayed out here. A truck that got damaged earlier that we didn't talk about. 2 trucks that got damaged earlier that we kind of stopped talking about. Max Ford, Joseph Enright find themselves up here. But Max Ford, I believe, is not on the lead lap currently.
Well, 47 laps in.
47 laps in and a lot of chaos. A lot of chaos.
I believe that was, I want to say that was our 5th yellow.
I think we finally, yeah, well, we're not, right now we're on target. So we got to, if 6-1 comes out, I think you and I win some massive grand prize from UIS. I think that's the hope. I don't know if they agree to that, but maybe we can kind of bend their arm into it, bend Chase George's arm, and be giving us a prize for over 5 cautions here. But Colby Duckworth, besides the trucks that did stay out, is your winner off pit road. A very clean pit stop for him. And man, Gavin, that is what he needed right now. He had a couple pit stops where he either slid through his box, had some contact trying to get into his box, and had to back up, and finally gets a clean stop, and that's going to award him some nice positions as he comes out of pit road.
Yeah, we still see a lot of drivers actually in the back coming off the top off on fuel. Might as well if you're back there.
Absolutely. Tyler Helms barely gets off pit road in front of these guys. Same with Wyatt D. Thompson. You know that they're trying to get that damage fixed so they can hopefully to continue have a shot at this thing. Wyatt D. Thompson, man. One of, not my pick, but one of my favorites to win this race. Started on the front row. Seemed like he really had a fast race truck under him and just still cursed to 34th for right now, or 33rd. Just can't get that truck to keep going with that front end damage.
Yeah, it still has some pretty severe damage. So if I'm Wyatt Thompson, I'm hoping on some more wrecks sooner than later.
Wrecks and chances to fix that damage. A lot of trucks lining up to try to go green. Again, get another good run. A lot of fuel topped off, and that's going to allow them to get pretty close. As Joseph Enright, 16 laps since his final stop. He's going to be way off the fuel strategy right now. He's got about maybe 15 or another 16 laps of fuel in that truck. And that could really hurt him unless another caution comes out to save him. But these other trucks will be Duckworth on back. With that pit stop, they're going to have 33 laps of green flag racing fuel if they can go that long, which will put them out to about the 81st lap, so about 19 laps to go if they stay green with this amount of fuel in their tanks.
Yes, pace truck once again. Ready to look far left on the pit road. Colby Duckworth, who we have seen lead laps all night, is leading that top lane as we are back green here at Daytona.
Colby has kept himself in the conversation in this 33 truck. Has not fallen out at all. And we have a lot of other trucks that we have talked about up here tonight. Derek Turner in that 4th position. Colin Wilson, he's led a lap. And Dorian Davis, as this top line is shuffling around, pushing each other really hard, trying to get going. Kai Collingwood back there. Carmelo in the 60 truck, back in the conversation on the inside line.
Up to the outside lane to try to block it. Colby said, "No, I want to pass you." So he moved up to the outside lane, and yeah, still side by side for the lead with Kai Collingwood now. Third.
Oh, and the 87 turned off the front of Kai Collymore.
Kai Collymore.
And some other trucks go around. Chase George gets involved again. Turned off the 99 truck. Tyler Helms trying to avoid it.
Very unfortunate for our top drivers and Chase George, like you mentioned. Some pretty severe front-end damage, and see Kai Collymore with some pretty heavy right side damage. That 39 machine.
Absolutely.
Not what some of these drivers wanted, but if you're Wyatt Thompson, he is pretty happy right now to see it.
Absolutely. And that's going to also pinch Kendorian Davis, who had a fast truck tonight. But yeah, Kylan Wilson just goes for that outside line, tries to make an aggressive move, and Kai was still there and just hooks up right into that outside wall, and those trucks stay linked together as they come sliding to a halt off the outside wall. Really unfortunate damage to that 39 truck.
Tyler Helms is requesting an onboard of that wreck. Possibly get there.
Let's see if we can make that happen. Tyler M. Helms. Let's see if we can make that happen real quick. Not going to have the fancy replay thing, so you have to bear with us.
Oh, I don't know. He's kind of far back there with Wyatt. Not sure if we're going to be able to do so. We can try.
Yeah, we're not getting the view.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, a little bit of
You
it.
see a bit of it there at the end. It's coming in there hot.
He's definitely coming in there hot. iRacing just doesn't want to give us that view of these trucks, though, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's what happens full field tonight, and it's just sometimes hard to render all those trucks in at once.
Absolutely. But the man himself, still your leader, that 33 truck, and still has a shot to go out and win this thing as we officially have crossed the halfway point, 51 laps. And a lot of time elapsed this race, but still a lot of time to go.
Yeah, no, it's still a long time to go indeed. Like I was mentioning earlier in the pre-race, I would love to see some green flag racing where we get a green flag pit stop. Would be really nice. So, hopefully these drivers are listening. I would, love if you guys keep it straight. We get some green flag laps going. Love to see that play out.
Absolutely. So the field once again shuffles after the wreck. People trying to top off on that fuel or fix their damage. And some trucks here taking the chicane, thinking they're at the Daytona road course.
Yeah, Colby Duckworth. I mean, it's as dominant as you can be so far. Incredible job by him.
Absolutely.
He's looking really good to win it right now. I mean, we're still got a long ways to go, but
yeah, I'm confident. I'm confident in my pick.
Your pick to win, man. Your pick to win is looking incredible right now.
I'm definitely confident, but hey, yours is not entirely out of the conversation either. JJ Moore finds himself 14th, and it looks to me like he has a fully fixed 88 truck.
Fully fixed, beautiful Mountain Dew 88 machine. So we saw him earlier kind of work in the middle lane, trying to get up to the lead. Just was not able to get to the lead. Side by side there. hopefully we can see him lead some laps.
They all start to line up. They're going to try to come around this track, go green, and hopefully keep it green this time for a little bit of time.
Drivers now rushing off of pit road. Zachary Trevino, one of them, looks to clean that truck up once again. We are going to go back green this time.
A driver that we could highlight here real quick. Henry Kaloff makes an appearance in the top 5.
We haven't really seen him up front tonight. Look at him there.
Another driver into the top 10, Richard Bunkley. That 92 truck, good looking overtake 92 truck. Got Cameron Campbell, has survived a couple of incidents, finds himself in the top 10.
Patricia's up here too. Saw her last week in the duel, making a move, trying to win the duel too. Just wasn't able to do so.
But had a lot of speed in that 10 truck and showed some late race perseverance. Nolan Kelly in the 41 truck, someone who's not touched the top 10 yet today. That precision truck, very nice looking Ford truck, very simple, very clean. But here we go, we look back to the front of the pack. As you like to say, this Ace truck hooks the hard left, and we go back green. Colby Duckworth and Trent Wilkin leading us off in the front.
And Colby Duckworth did an incredible job with the jump. Goes up to the outside, gives the second the outside lane a bit of the draft there. Obviously, we've seen that lane kind of been the strongest all night, and he just wants to be up there leading it. Does not want to get stuck on the inside lane and fall to the rear at all.
Absolutely, and a smart decision as that outside lane really starts to hook up with Kai Collingmore. A big wiggle, and JJ Moore is going to get left out to dry on the high side there. And Kai Collingmore was very, very loose off of turn 2 there. As they enter turn 3, JJ Moore is able to get back in line. Looks like Kai opened it up for him, maybe as a gesture to say, hey, sorry for almost wrecking us all right there. And they're going to stay a couple trucks out in the middle, but not any momentum for Derek Turner or Aiden Perritt. Kai Collingmore is going to try to jump to the middle. Cameron Campbell jumps to the bottom in front of Henry Kaloff, trying to get that bottom lane moving, but right now it's a Chevy and 2 Rams who have control of this race. Colby Duckworth, Trent Wilkin, and Carmelo Echeverria.
From what I have seen tonight, I don't think Kai Collingmore likes JJ one bit. And we talk about here at Daytona, you need friends, and those two I don't think are very good friends at the moment. All night we've kind of been seeing them leaving each other, and also just there in the 1 and 2 we saw them in contact.
They worked together very briefly. And, yeah, I don't think maybe we got the biggest of friendships blooming there, but Jason Hall enters his way back in the top 10. He was leading the race and seemed to have some really good speed in that truck until his blink shoved him almost all the way to the back on the inside. But Colby Duckworth still managed to control this race, and again, this is where he wanted to be. He wanted to be leading this race and be the guy that can throw the blocks. And let's look at these stats. I don't know who's led the most right now, but I do know that Colby Duckworth has led 12 of these 55 laps that we've been able to get through so far.
JJ Moore in that 4th position. I like to see him. I think he's going to get up to the lead some point soon.
You said that last time.
I did say that last time. He got up side by side to the lead, just
he got close.
Wasn't able to get there. He got close. Yeah. I would
say technically, for just a moment, I think he was in the lead. I don't think it reflected on our timing and scoring, but I think he had just a little bit of a bumper on Colby Duckworth on that one lap back then. But he's back in the conversation, that is for sure. Along with Derek Turner, a guy who I thought was out of this just a few seconds ago because he was drifting through the middle, and he finds himself back in the top 5 in that 66 truck.
Yeah, this top lane is just so... all that momentum on exit, and you just see how far that inside lane is falling back with Chase George and Ty Collins right now. Kai Collmore said, "I have had enough. I am moving up." And he jumps up in front of Patricia, trying to get up to the top lane.
They're trying to
With
make
all this
something
going on,
happen.
23 jumps to the inside. Cameron Campbell.
Cameron trying to make something happen in that honestly very, very cool Kings Hawaiian 23 truck. And Chase George, he's got Chase George and Jason Hall behind him trying to make something of the inside lane. And let's not forget that 47 white and blue truck back there was on its side at one point in this race. So damage being fixed can be a big help at Daytona every once in a while.
That's a clean truck right there.
Oh, just as he gets bumped out of line, he's going to be able to slide his way back up, but that is real sketchy coming from down below the double yellows like that. But hey, he's got a clean truck, and he wants to keep as the middle lane starts to get a little bit of momentum, but still just untouchable. Look at how this top lane is linked right now. Colby Duckworth, Trent Wilkin, Camarlo Echeverria, JJ Moore, and Derek Turner are absolutely linked in this 5-truck run right now.
Yeah, Chase George was all over the rear end of the 23 machine of Cameron Campbell. They just were not able to get close to that top lane momentum whatsoever. We're going to see the 66 machine try to get something rolling here. It's going to be hard because they don't have as many trucks connected as that top lane does.
Absolutely, and I know some of these trucks. Big swing from Derek Turner, and he's going to get left at the track again in the middle. I mean, this guy has fought adversity after adversity when it comes to these runs. And Kai Collmore
not clear, and that's going to wreck the field. The 71 upside down. He lands it on all 4 tires, but a huge hit for the 87 machine, and that took out a big part of the field there.
That could have been one of the big ones. A lot of fast trucks are going to be done after that one. Too much damage for a lot of these trucks.
I mean, that was unbelievable. There's a car that I want to say was Jason Hall did a full-on barrel roll and landed it on all 4. As damaged as that truck is, I feel like it could have been worse.
Let's see if we can get a view here. We're going to go to the blimp view so we can get the best possible view of this real big wreck. Kai Collmore comes down and slams Jason Hall. He gets turned off the 23 and just as you said, a huge barrel roll. The 87 hard into the outside wall.
I believe that's his engine gone right there. I think that might have been the end.
I think so.
Surprisingly,
the truck that did a barrel roll came out better than the 87 truck.
I mean, that truck. I mean, yes, it has some damage, but it's not as bad as honestly I think it should be.
Yeah.
That truck is. He can go out there and I honestly think he's fine. Maybe, obviously he has some damage, but he'll be able to get all that fixed and get back up to the front here shortly.
Absolutely, and he has a good chance to go out and maybe make a run back to the front if he can get all that stuff taken care of. But there's definitely some trucks that are, I'm afraid to say, might be out of commission after that one.
Yeah, Kylan, just in the 87 machine. Really nothing he could do there. He kind of got the worst of it.
Looks like
kind of was an innocent bystander there, and
absolutely
huge hit to the outside wall. And
a couple trucks who maybe we didn't catch or gotten involved again, but a lot of damage to Kendorian Davis's truck and more damage to Wyatt Thompson's truck. 2 teammates here who have just not had the races they want. Tyler Helms has front end damage. Emerson Crawley, a newcomer, front end damage. I mean, a lot of these trucks are just not having, I think, the race that they thought they were going to have at Daytona.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of carnage so far, and we're just over halfway. And I'm honestly kind of surprised we have as many drivers left to this field as we do. Still have 34 trucks on the lead lap. And some of those cars who are laps down are not out of it. We got Max Ford trying to get his laps back. He's at 35th, 1 lap down. Colin Wilson, I believe, is out of it after that wreck. That huge hit to the outside wall. Michelle Miller's 1 lap down, I believe. They're okay. Still on pit road taking damage, but not as many trucks out of this race as I would think with, I believe, we've had 6 or 7 yellows, so
6 or 7. Oh boy. Anyway.
I hate it. I hate. You know, I had to say that, but
I know. It's unfortunate. Hey, I'm gonna let it slide.
very
I'll let this one
unfortunate.
slide
Very
because
unfortunate.
you're correct. There has been about 6 or 7 cautions in this race, and what comes after 6 and 7 is the number 8, and that is your leader. Hell of a segue, if I may say so myself.
I like what you did there. Travis
Yeah.
Freighter leading this race. Got a drop by him. We've seen him involved in a few wrecks tonight, and you know, that just shows everything. You can be involved in a wreck, get all that damage fixed, and you're up here right away, leading laps. So
Absolutely.
huge job by him, and he's looking to lead us to the green with that Celsius number 7 right behind him as well. So
Absolutely. 2 teammates looking to get it done. But hey, I'm going to take another chance to talk about Joshua Gilbert and this 47 wide blue truck. Anybody that's watching right now can go back and look. I believe it was early caution.
I think
maybe
it's the first yellow.
Yeah, first yellow lap 6 or 7. And this truck was on its side, and he finds himself 4th right now, Gavin. 4th place after being completely on his driver's side.
It's never over until it's over, and that shows it right there, folks. I mean, incredible comeback by that 47 machine, and we still got a long ways to go in this race, and you know, he's showing that he's still a huge factor in this race. I honestly think everybody in the field is a huge factor.
Well, you never know, dude, at Daytona. The guy in last place
Exactly.
right now could be crossing the finish line first by the time we get through this thing.
Shoot, he could be leading in 2 laps.
Yeah,
Now we've seen this field kind of cycle back and forth tonight. Yeah, this race has been chaotic to say the least, but very entertaining, and both our picks still up inside the top 10, JJ Moore and Colby Duckworth. Incredible job by both those drivers.
absolutely. I mean, they've kept themselves in the conversation, and I know we've said that a few times, but they really have. You know, when you and I are broadcasting and we're going through the field and we're looking at what we can at Daytona, you got a lot of trucks out here in a short, space. So we're looking at this top 10, and we're calling out some names, and we've been calling out Colby Duckworth for a while. We've been calling out JJ Moore ever since he worked his way up to the front. These guys are just staying here, but not to take any spotlight away from that 60 truck. Carmelo has also kept himself in the conversation all night long here at Daytona.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see. Obviously, our race leader Travis, the outside lane. I'm excited to see what he's going to do here. And that Celsius number 8 machine with his teammate right on his inside. I'm excited to see how this plays out, as we have had some incredible racing still with 40 to go here tonight.
Travis Prather, the responsibility's on him to get this thing fired off, and he's going to do so. A little bit of a spin. If he gets hooked up and going, his teammate, not as smooth, but he's going to jump down in front of his teammate on that inside line. An interesting choice. That's going to open up Joshua Gilbert to lead off the outside line with JJ Moore and Trenton Wilkin pushing behind. Right now, these 3 trucks on the inside kind of have a thing going, but look at that gap on the inside lane. Everybody abandoned that lane as soon as they got the bus.
Yeah, that inside lane just doesn't have the help. They're just out front right now because they had that great restart, but the top lane coming strong. JJ Moore left the 47 out to dry. And that 88 of JJ Moore is looking to get his first laps led of the night, leading that outside lane with the Ram 17 machine of Trenton Wilkin right behind them.
You might be able to make it happen. This 8 and the 7 truck are going to start to fall back as they don't have any help from behind on the inside. And that's going to allow the outside lane. But the 7, a huge block, and it's going to wreck the field.
JJ Moore,
Very bad
Colby
time block.
Duckworth.
Colby
Lots of trucks
Duckworth
they're
involved.
still wrecking. The 38 machine of Aiden Currit. Chase George once again. The 19 machine huge hit into the inside wall. Jose.
A bad situation for Colby Duckworth, man. I mean, absolutely dominant truck once again tonight. Finds himself in a bad wreck.
Very, very unfortunate for a lot of these drivers. And if I believe I gotta say I think there's an incident penalty, and I gotta say some of these trucks have gotta be close.
The 7, he just
to
jumps
hitting
up
that.
here, and he gets the 88 spun around. He's at the 17 spun around, and that's going to catch Colby Duckworth. Some of these trucks just couldn't stop. Chase George gets hit by Tyler Helms and Christian Zarate. Jose gets involved. Derek Turner gets involved. these trucks just can't get stopped from that type of speed, and you got trucks all the way across the front. You know, you don't really have anywhere to go. Look at Dwight D. Thompson flying through there at the end. I mean, I really hate to throw an opinion in there as a commentator's curse, but you can just not throw a late block like that at Daytona when you have 30 trucks behind you. I mean, Joseph Enright just it's really not a smart block there to try to jump to the outside lane that late when JJ Moore is he's coming with a big run.
Still with 38 laps to go too. I mean, tons of time. You might get cycled back with that, just for a bit, but with that many laps left in the race, you could probably get back up there. Just a few, and now we're going to have a lot of drivers coming down pit road again. Not only top off on fuel, but a lot of drivers having to take damage. JJ Moore, one of them in the 88 machine. Absolutely.
And these guys, JJ Moore's going to have to fix that truck, but let's talk about some of these other guys who may be pitting for fuel. They are very scarily close to that fuel window. We're 64 of 100. These fuel tanks carry about 33.2 laps of fuel. So some of these guys could save to the end, and I think you're going to see a couple different strategies start to play out. The guys that stayed out that have about 13 laps in their tank, they're going to be a kind of SOL, if I may say so, when the fuel window starts to close. But these guys that are maybe only 2 or 3 laps shy on their fuel numbers are going to have time now to be able to clean that up and save some fuel in the draft.
I got to say that I don't think there's a single truck in this race who hasn't been involved in at least one incident.
I can tell you, because I know for a fact there's one, and I gotta give him some mad props. So Carmelo, I mean, every time we come through a wreck, we come out and he has a clean truck.
It's that Ram machine, man.
It's that Ram.
They're getting in victory lane. I know it sooner than later.
Oh yeah.
Tonight could be the night for Carmelo. I don't know about you. Would you like to talk to the 60 machine?
Yeah. Do you think you could pull him in here? You think you'd be willing to talk to us?
Yeah, I could get Carmelo in here. Here we go. Carmelo, it's Gavin Austin and Riley Maxwell in the booth. You got a copy?
10-4.
Well, you've been up front this whole race. Stayed out of all the carnage and doing a great job. I mean, kind of walk us through this race so far. I know it's kind of been chaotic and a lot of incidents so far, but you've been doing a good job.
It's been super chaotic, but I think I'm just going to try and work my teammates like I've been doing the entire time and hopefully come out on top.
Absolutely.
Come out on top indeed. You're representing Ram this season, new manufacturer. Got to see Ram get their first win in this series, and not a better place to do it than Daytona, the first race of the season, and you're doing a heck of a job.
I think Carmelo might be focused on going and winning out there.
Yeah, we're gonna let Carmelo go. That 60 machine. This chat, maybe talking through some, fuel strategy as we were kind of bringing it up. There, on the edge, making it to the end. But you gotta save a little bit.
Well, when we go back green here, you're going to be on lap 66, so you are right there. If you were able to save some fuel during this caution, you are right in that window where you can, really make something happen with your fuel tank here. So if we go green, or even if we don't go green, those cautions will allow those guys who have just pitted to save even more fuel as they can cut those trucks off under caution. So definitely an opportunity for some of these guys now to just run the rest of their race and focus on their track position and not be focused on that fuel gauge.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping, obviously we, coming towards the end of this race, but I'd like to see these drivers calm down just a bit, because we'd like as many trucks to finish this race as possible, and I'd obviously love to see, a bunch of these trucks we still have out on track, who have been involved in wrecks. I mean, so I believe it's 3 trucks a lap down, but they're still in this race strong, and everybody's in it. I'd like to see us go green as long as we can, but pace truck once again getting ready to hard left on the road. It's going to be Toyota Chevy front row. Travis Prather's going to lead us to the green flag with Joshua Hawford on his outside.
That's the first time we've seen Joshua on the front row in that 74 truck. I like the simple, like that simple black with orange. Kind of represents the Send It Motors logo. Obviously, the series sponsored by Send It Motors for UIS, and we thank Send It Motors for that sponsorship, so we can see these beautiful trucks run here in the UIS Racing League. But Cameron Campbell going to jump to the outside, try to give that 74 a push as the inside and outside try to find their bearings. Travis Prather still out in front, but definitely at a disadvantage. His last pit stop was 15 laps ago. Does not have the fuel in the tank. Some of these other trucks do. As Joshua is going to jump down to the inside lane and try to claim the lead of this race for the first time.
Joshua Halford, great job. He started all the way back in 41st, beginning of this race, and looking out side by side for the lead. Just doesn't have the help he needs. Carmelo just right behind him, just not able to get to the rear bumper. Travis Prather, with huge help from the 23 machine, is going to be able to lead this lap with the inside, or the middle lane. Probably middle lane coming quick, and Kai Coleman actually a little bit sideways there.
Big wiggle from Kai Collymore. And look who's pushing him, or was pushing him, the 77 of Wyatt D. Thompson. A truck that I unfortunately had all but written off with the damage he seemed to keep receiving. And, I mean, come on, I should have learned my lesson with Derek Turner, but it's never over till it's over, and that 77 truck has found his way back towards the front again.
Yeah, that just shows how quick your race can change. Be back out here running. Wyatt Thompson showing that off. Great job by him as the inside lane's moving. That 17 is going to be able to get clear from the outside. Will he take it? He does. He goes up to block Travis Prather, and it's Kai Collymore on the inside.
And he gets spun!
He takes move to the middle, and he
Kai
spins
Collymore!
it.
Wyatt Thompson almost had nowhere to go. He gets through.
It's the whole field involved in this wreck on lap 68.
Oh.
Travis Prather, one bad block. A lot of trucks involved. And just, I don't know, man. We're being too aggressive with, still a lot of laps to go. And Travis Prather, another bad block. And I don't know, man.
A lot of drivers involved in this one.
Trucks.
Colby Duckworth damaged again. Wow.
A lot of heavy damage on a lot of trucks, and Joshua Gilbert, one of them. The truck who went upside down early on, but looked to be in it, fighting for the lead, has some heavy damage.
Carmelo involved in this one.
Carmelo, who has stayed out of every wreck pretty much until now. Very, very unfortunate for a lot of these drivers, and that's just what happens when people get aggressive. We still have a lot of laps to go, and I don't know.
Let's see if we can ride along with one of these trucks that was involved here and figure out what happened. As we let this replay play. A lot of trucks moving around. You got 3 lanes starting to form as they come across the line. And that bad block by Trent Wilkin in the front is going to punch Kai Collymore, but all these trucks get stacked up. Patricia, Jason Hall, and these trucks just have nowhere to go.
Yeah, I almost don't even want to blame it on the block with the 17. And I think Travis Prather just went for a gap that wasn't there and hooked the 17 machine around and kind of collect the whole field. I'm wondering if we can get an onboard with the 8 machine of Travis Prather to kind of see through his eyes what he saw through that wreck.
It's possible. Let's see if we can get something going there. We're coming down the backstretch on board with Travis Prather. Right here, you remember, he has control of the field. He's got that outside lane moving pretty fast. But Trenton Wilkin starts to make an appearance. And just as you had, broadcasted, he's looking to get to the outside. He leaves the door open just a little bit, and Travis Prather just drives right into that. Really unfortunate cause for an accident there. I mean,
looks like he has a broken right front too, which could possibly be race ending for Travis Prather.
Absolutely.
Actually, looks like his truck looks to be clean for the most part now. So lucked out just a bit. But lots of trucks still in pit road taking damage, and look who's leading.
Wyatt D. Thompson.
Wyatt D. Thompson. Look who's in second. My pick to win, JJ Moore.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, that's just plain crazy. Just plain crazy. Colby Duckworth not out of this yet. dare I say, he's in the top 10 still, but he does have some damage on that truck. And the laps are starting to wind down for these guys. But hey, Wyatt D. Thompson, good on fuel if he's been saving. And ready to go out and lead this thing. And he's got help from JJ Moore.
Yeah, I think with that yellow, even with people who didn't pit and stayed out, I think everybody should be good on fuel towards the end now. And I think, you know, obviously we've kind of had aggressive racing throughout this whole race, and I'm kind of expecting it to kind of go up here towards the end, which is very unfortunate, but these drivers all want to win this race.
Absolutely. Top 5 still a little messed up as far as timing and scoring goes, because the number 10 truck did go down pit road, but we'll just go through it the old-fashioned way. Wyatt D. Thompson, your leader, of course, JJ Moore in second. Juniper Brewer in that number 4 truck. We complimented that scheme earlier. That truck's been all up and down this field, back to front, and he finds himself in the 3rd position. Jose G. Lopez in the 19 truck, a beautiful 19 truck, finds himself in 4th position and going to be on the outside behind Wyatt D. Thompson on his restart. And Tyler Helms, never count him out. Couldn't count him out of the championship. You can't count him out now in that number 15 Precision Chevrolet.
We appreciate all the viewers who are watching this stream and took part in that vote. Last yellow, we had a prediction with the viewers. Over under 5 more yellows. Plus 5 won with 67%.
Oh my gosh.
So obviously we had that yellow, so with those voters, you got 4 more yellows to come if you want to win that vote. But thanks everybody for tuning in at the moment. We still are in for a heck of a race. We're going to go green with 30 to go.
Absolutely, and this could be very well a race to the end, but as you said, I mean, these guys are downright reckless right now with the lane choices and the way they're moving around back and forth from the bottoms to the top. So love to see these guys clean it up a little bit, realize that, hey, we still got to get to those last 5 laps, and we got 25 laps separating us now from there. So let's get these trucks locked into lines and start making something work. But I would not be surprised to see Wyatt D. Thompson and JJ Moore try to get linked up front to back rather than side by side here pretty soon.
It's going to be interesting. JJ Moore still has not led laps tonight. He's looking for his first laps led, but you don't need to lead laps until the last one. That's all you need to lead to win this race. So
here we go.
Wyatt Thompson leading us to the green flag with JJ Moore on his inside, and we are back green. It's kind of an even start. Both lanes still side by side. That's kind of the first start we have seen this entire race where both lanes are kind of evened out, but neither the inside or the outside has the help they need. They're going to be even entering turn 1 and 2.
As you see the 47 truck on screen briefly limping his way out. We saw him back at the front. Unfortunately caught up in that big one and had already used up his faster fare, I believe. But the bottom lane actually getting a run here with JJ, Juniper, and Tyler Helms, and they're wiggling big time, trying to keep it together on the front stretch. Joseph Enright back in the conversation after a block that also damaged and scratched some trucks up. But can this outside lane get moving for Wyatt Thompson?
JJ Moore in the lead. Contact behind between the 77 and the 4 machine of Juniper Brewer. Still contact. The 77 trying to side draft. Maybe a little bit of a bad push by the 19 behind him. Able to keep it straight. JJ Moore will lead us to the line. He's going to lead his first laps of the night here on lap 71. Now 72. Still up front. Trying to block both lanes as Tyler Helms makes it 3 wide on the inside. Last year's champion.
Wyatt Thompson!
Between the 77 and the 4. He saves it.
What a save by Wyatt Thompson. Unbelievable save by that 77 truck. That could have been very well another field ender. And what an incredible job keeping that truck straight and under wraps by Wyatt Thompson right there.
Here comes Christian Zarate. We haven't really seen him up front at all this race. Making himself in the top 10. Actually in the top 5 now. He's in 5th there on the inside with Wyatt Thompson on his outside.
These 4 trucks absolutely pulling away. Henry Kaloff back in the conversation. Joseph Enright back in the conversation. Hopefully we see no more egregious blocks out of any of these front-running trucks. But JJ Moore, your man, currently in charge of this race.
drivers up front finally have a chance to take a little bit of a breather. With kind of a bit of a 5-truck breakaway, still side by side back there for 6th between Wyatt Thompson and the 90 machine of Raleigh Ibanez. They're kind of evened out right now. But man, what a race we're in for. It's a bit of contact between Raleigh Ibanez and the 53 machine of Christian Zarate there on the inside, but all is good. Coming out of turn 4, still JJ Moore in the lead. As though we have another car around in the back.
Another big wreck. The 99 around.
Looks to be like Aiden, the number 99 machine, only car around at the moment. And yeah, it looks like he got the worst of it. Everybody else seems to be straight. Joshua Halford through the grass, but that truck looks to be alright and clean. So we get another yellow.
So if we can get a replay, figure out what happened. Chase George still with a lot of damage to his number 6 truck.
Yeah, Chase George has not really had the 90s wanted. We saw him up front early on, and he's kind of been involved in a lot of wrecks tonight. But
keep your eye on this 99 truck right about in the middle of your screen. He gets a bad shove from Condorian Davis, gets him loose, and spins off the front of Condorian Davis. And he's just going to spin right through the middle of that field. And luckily, I say, unluckily for Aiden there, but luckily we don't get another big pile up for a lot of trucks.
Great job by the drivers who obviously, made it around. Saw a lot of drivers take the grass. Joshua Hawford, one of them, staying out of trouble. Don't want any more trucks involved. And great job being aware and slowing down in time, because that could have been a lot worse than what it was.
Absolutely. Could have been very bad for those trucks, but JJ Moore, still your leader.
I believe all trucks are good on fuel. We might see some still come down to just maybe play it safe. With these yellows, they should be.
There should be, I don't know. We're going to see some fake outs and a couple trucks come down. Like the 97 and the 4. It's going to be Jacob S. Bryant, we haven't talked a lot about tonight, and Juniper Miller. Looks like we need to be followed by a couple other trucks towards the back.
I do want to give a huge props to Jacob Bryant's scheme, that number 97 machine. Beautiful scheme. I just realized, made by Chase Crawl.
Well, of course, Chase Crawl makes the best schemes. If I may say so. I don't know if that's appropriate to say as a broadcaster. But
I gotta give it Delta Eagle Designs.
Ah, I see.
Andres Vera's really,
see.
really good. Check them out. Delta Designs.
Look at that Malibu truck, though. That's
CK
absolutely
Graphics
gorgeous.
really good.
Absolutely gorgeous.
We just had my fair share with them recently, so but still a beautiful scheme in that 97 truck with Delta Eagle Designs. Go check them out. I mean, Andres Varas is a huge thing for our network. HVTV obviously helps commentate other leagues, and just a great job by him. Helps with all our overlays. None of this would be possible without him, and huge props to Delta Eagle Designs. But JJ Moore, man, he's still leading this race.
Still leading this race, man, and we're finally kind of starting to get down to the wire. So we got 25 laps currently, and I think it'll be, what, 23 to go when we go to green?
I believe so. It does look like JJ Moore does have some right rear damage. Leading this race, obviously the front of his truck's good, but getting those pushes can be hard with some rear end damage. It could be hard to keep that truck straight.
Wondering if that was, perhaps a push gone bad. Those four really went hard and separated themselves from the field, or if he's been racing with that. I don't know, because we don't know, when that got there. But if he's been racing with that and still been able to take those pushes from the trucks behind, big props to JJ Moore on the 80 truck.
I do want to rephrase myself. Not Andres Varas, Diego Acuna now.
There you go.
Also, used to be known as Andres Varas on iRacing. Diego Acuna. My apologies. In there in the chat. Go check him out. Gotta get it right. Gotta get it right.
That's corrected.
That's my apologies.
You got absolutely corrected. I just want to say, Colby Duckworth, who right now not in the position he wants to be in, but an incredible driver nonetheless, and still trying to make something work for that 33 truck. I still believe he has plenty of time to get back to the front. I'm still very confident in my pick, but that man had time.
Indeed.
That man had time in that 33 Craftsman truck to look down at his device and shoot me a text. I just think that's unbelievable driving skills by the number 33 truck.
I'm saying, did he do that during green flag? Because that is incredible.
I'm looking at timestamps here, and I believe it might have been during a caution, but there's also an equal possibility it could have been during green flag.
Either way, you know, it was under green. Huge props to him, because that's pretty challenging. I've attempted that before, but no, I would not count him out of this race at all. Kobe Duckworth.
Maybe
back in 16th, but with this many laps to go, I wouldn't even count our last guy on the lead lap, Miller. I think still has a shot here.
Oh yeah.
Chase George obviously has that damage still, but I wouldn't even count him out of it. Unless I think everybody has a shot. And
I think this is the moment where Jacob Quill spawns back in, wielding a gauntlet, comes back
gets all
around
his lap
40 laps and wins this race. But all right. We're going to go back green. JJ Moore is going to lead us off. Tyler Helms also on the front row.
Oh! And JJ Moore did not get moving.
Just a bad start by JJ Moore, but that's going to allow Tyler Helms and Josephine Wright to get a really big, clean start. And JJ Moore and Henry Caloff struggling to get moving on that outside road. And Wyatt Thompson going to sneak past JJ Moore on the inside. Another wrecking in the back.
Oh, another wreck in the back. We have the... I want to say that's Kai Collingwood. It's a 38 and Garrett again. Both very similar trucks. As we didn't even
and
make...
Juniper sliding across. Kai Collingwood sliding
Sky
across.
Isn't it? Kai sliding across. I think that might have been a separate incident. I might have cursed him there. I apologize, Kai Collingwood.
Looks like
it was a separate incident after the yellow.
Looks like this truck may be clean, but definitely lost some positions there. But let's go back. See what happened with this 38 truck. Another incident. I'm sure these guys are getting tired of these cautions. But here we go. Keep an eye. You can see those two purple trucks. We're looking at the one on the inside of the two purple trucks, that number 38, black and purple truck of Aiden Corritt. Kind of trying to work that inside lane, or the middle lane, I should say. Carmelo's going to drift up and just hook him right into the 87. That's going to get Carmelo damage, the 74 damage, Jason Hall damage. And that is going to bring out your caution.
What happened to Kai Collingwood between...
Kai Collingwood up here is already spinning as we come to him.
So
let's go back. It might have not been counted as curse.
Yeah.
So the wreck has already happened. These guys are trying to get slowed down now. I'm assuming the caution flag is starting to wave. You're looking at that 39 truck in the middle. He's getting slowed down. Everybody's getting slowed down. Juniper gets hooked as he's trying to slow down right into Kai Collingwood. And they go sliding across.
Luckily, no damage, I don't think, for...
No damage.
Those trucks.
But, maybe bruised ego, hurt to the tires, flat spot in the tires a little bit.
I think, maybe some more aggression between then. Maybe some frustration. Another wreck after the yellow. But, I've honestly lost track of what yellow we're on this race.
Yeah, no, I really
have
no idea. But I do know that Tyler Helms is leading now, our previous championship winner back when it was the UBS Prospect Series, and now it's the Ascendant Motors Prospect Series. Nonetheless, no matter the banner on the truck, Tyler Helms is going to find a way to win, and he leads at Daytona. We're going to come back to green with about 20 laps left.
And JJ Moore led us to the green there. Didn't get the restart he wanted, and now he's all the way back in 6th for this restart. So, I'm wondering if it was maybe a missed shift or what. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but
we're gonna have
something did take place.
We're gonna have a situation here though where Wyatt D. Thompson, who's 4th, and JJ Moore, who's 6th, are gonna be hooked up. And they're gonna have.
They work great together.
They're gonna have quite the chance here. And if Tyler goes high side, we're going to see Tyler, Wyatt, and JJ, all trucks are working together hooked up on the outside lane. I really expect it to get going this time.
Yeah, no, we saw him working well in the duel, Wyatt and JJ. And I expect to see that right now. I mean, I expect them to, they could honestly be leading by the time we exit turn 2 on the backstretch, enter 3, with how strong those drivers work together.
As long as they can keep it all green.
Yeah, that's what they need. We got to make a set of corners now.
Many a times I've heard the famed Zach Trevino or Jacob Quill. Maybe you've had the pleasure of hearing them come over your race radio and say, let's keep the comms clean and keep it green. And hopefully that's what these guys are looking to do right now.
Yeah, with how the race has gone, hopefully, but I find it very unlikely. But all of those drivers who were lapped down got their laps back. We still have a few drivers 2 laps down. Joshua Gilbert 2 laps down. Kadorian Davis 2 laps down. Derek Turner still out on track. He's 6 laps down. Jason Hall is 10 laps down. Still out on track. But that is 37 trucks still out on track. We have 33 on the lead lap.
I'm gonna be honest,
Joshua
I
Gilbert
didn't
getting back.
expect 80 laps in to still have 33 trucks in the lead lap. That is a bit of a shock to me.
I honestly didn't expect that either. And with the amount of wrecks we've had too, it's shock. Carmelo's actually going to go a lap because he's still sitting in the road.
Fortunate for that 60 truck who
32.
definitely had a fast truck for a lot of the night.
Yeah, he looked to, he was kind of on a lucky stretch there. Was able to stay out of all the wrecks, and then obviously was, right after we interviewed him for the next wreck, so maybe a little more commentator's curves there, which we've seen a lot tonight. So yeah, that's maybe we gotta stop bringing some of these guys up.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe just let them do their thing, but these guys better get this race finished up. Because I've received word that the NASCAR officials say that there's like Dancing with the Stars or something after this, and they will cut programming for Dancing with the Stars if these guys don't get their act together. So hopefully we stay under 5 additional cautions, and these guys can keep it green.
That is the hope. But Joseph Enright back from 7 Machine.
I go front now. Joseph Enright, I'm looking at you. No more crazy blocks to the outside. Let's keep it. Let's keep some room in between you and the front of those other trucks.
Yeah, and I'm fully expecting, obviously, Tyler Helms, our leader in controlled truck, that outside lane, lined up with 77 and the 88. So.
Another very mentionable Chevy, the great Henry Kaloff, sits behind JJ Moore. So you got 4 really great drivers lined up on that outside right there. Rookie of the Year last year, Henry Kaloff, in the Contender Series.
His truck, another hard left, and we are back green here with 20 laps to go. That outside lane.
Even start for Joseph Enright. Not going to lose too much, but already those 3 trucks linked up. And what did I say? We knew that they were going to get going in a serious way. But Christian Zarate and Jose also trying to give some pushes on the inside to Enright there and get that 7 truck going. And Zachary Trevino is he's doing his own thing in the middle. He's trying to get some people to follow him. And this 90, Riley Ibanez, has a decision. Will he follow Trevino or will he follow Kaloff? It looks like he's going to pick Trevino, and that's not going to be good for that 63 truck unless he gets some help from the 3rd lane. Wyatt D. Thompson giving Tyler all the push he can. JJ Moore, 3rd truck pushing. Trying to get that outside lane momentum that we've seen all race so they can roll around these guys, and they're going to go all the way high. Leave that middle out to dry a little bit and try to get hooked up with this 12 truck and back hook up with the 63 truck, and they're going to fully clear the inside lane. I do believe they might try to stay there as long as they can keep that momentum going in the right direction.
Christian Zarate, 7 Machine, Joseph Enright. They're trying to do something, just not able to do so. Now they're going to be put 3 wide with the 17 and the 11 Machine looking to the middle. As
big wiggle from Wyatt Thompson.
Yeah, all over the place. JJ Moore on it for a bumper. As JJ Moore is now looking for the race lead to the inside of Wyatt Thompson with help from the 17 machine. That's
Oh,
contact.
big
And there's the
contact.
three.
Big
As now
contact.
Zachary Trevino looking to be third place here on the outside right behind Wyatt.
JJ Moore jumps down in front of Max Ford. He's going to get a big shove from that 11 truck. Max Ford's going to say, no, sir. He's going to leap to the middle lane. But Tyler Helms and Wyatt Thompson still the conversation right now as they stay out front. But Max Ford enters the conversation for the first time tonight. I mean, he definitely started in the back. He had some troubles. He got involved in a couple accidents. And the simple Daytona cure is to just keep racing forward. And look at him. Look at, oh, big wiggle from JJ Moore. And there's some trucks down to the inside. Cameron Campbell has to abandon ship.
Yeah, trucks. Seeing these guys kind of get swirling, they've had enough.
A lot of big wiggles.
Wide there.
Those guys are going to lose the draft back there as Cameron Campbell rejoins the track all the way back there. And Tyler Helms still your leader with Wyatt Thompson and Zachary Trevino behind, but 3 lanes have formed. And Max Ford and Trenton Wilkin lead the other 2, with JJ Moore and Kai Collymore as experienced pushers.
Yeah, Kai Collymore all over the rear bumper of that 11 machine as Wyatt Thompson moves up to the inside, tries to get clear, not able to do so right now, as they're still side by side for the lead with Tyler Helms getting huge help from Zachary Trevino. Wyatt's going to jump up to the middle lane.
Anything he can to get out in front of that 15 truck, trying to find these runs and see where it's going to come from. Colby Duckworth re-enters the picture in that middle row, 3rd truck back, 33. Come on, Colby, I know you can do it. Tyler Helms, though, going to lead another lap of green flag racing. Wyatt Thompson and Max Ford trying to get their lanes to get going well, but these trucks are bumping as Colby Duckworth and that 89 of Emerson Crawley makes some contact down the front stretch.
Yeah, Henry Collop, that 3rd truck on the outside lane, has not been able to clear the middle lane. So right now the middle lane is kind of falling back with Wyatt Thompson leading it. They just lost all their momentum in the middle of that corner.
Yeah,
now it's allowing JJ Moore to jump up in front of Wyatt, and he's going to be 2nd on that middle lane, pushing the 17 now.
Something really killed their momentum there, and I just think it was all the wiggles. They were having some trouble. Colby Duckworth and some others kind of got caught up in the outside trucks there, and they just had some troubles. But it looks like they might be able to make the run back now as they're staying in line. But Tyler Helms, he's got to that outside lane just absolutely cooking. He's keeping like a 2-truck advantage to those other 2 lanes, and that's the advantage you need if you want to try to go win this thing.
15 laps to go here at Daytona. Tyler Helms out in front with Zachary Trevino behind him. Max Ford leading that bottom lane, just not able to do anything. We really haven't seen that inside lane be able to hang on with the middle or top lane all night. They're struggling right now, but top lane just has all that momentum as Wyatt Thompson. Huge save again. A little bit of an uneven push from Kai Collymore, but able to keep it straight. That middle lane is dying once again.
These guys are getting antsy and not a lot of paid programming left to do it either. They're coming around to 14 laps.
Inside. They're moving.
Inside line is moving. Max Ford, Joseph Enright trying to get it going. Max Ford's going to jump to the outside, and we have a new leader. Max Ford.
Right as I said, the inside lane was not working. They proved me wrong. In turn 3 and 4, everyone was able to get it to the lead. Max Ford jumps up to the outside. A little bit of damage on that rear end. From
Look
the
at
pushes.
everybody's favorite Lowe's driver, Chase George, on the inside.
Chase George. We know how much he wants this win. We were talking about it in the duel. Finished well in the duel, just wasn't able to get the win, but he wants to win it tonight. And he's going to give a huge bump to the 53 here. As the inside lane, for the first time pretty much all night, we have seen kind of in control of this race. I mean, proving us wrong. Look at them go.
They have a hell of a run right now. That outside lane is just really getting stacked right now. They really can't keep the wiggles to a minimum, and it's really causing them to lose a lot of momentum. As you saw, Wyatt Thompson got shuffled pretty much to the back of the pack. Same with Colby Duckworth. So that middle lane just could not keep it together, and that transferred to the outside lane. And they are really losing big momentum right now. And they really need to do something if they're going to try to get this going.
Chase George, a bit of blinking out just a bit, but all to be good now as you see them way back in the pack. Still 3 wide in there and all over the place on exit, but able to keep it straight. And Kai Collymore, big aggressive move on the 90 machine of Riley Ibanez. Slips to his inside.
I gotta start to wonder to myself a little bit. You know, I'm not seeing these trucks try really to come around the outside like they were. It almost seems... Oh, big wiggles! Chase S. Smith very sideways out of turn 4. A good save by Chase S. Smith. That could have been a very, very bad race ender right there. As Kai Collingmore jumps in front of Chase George. I'm starting to see some dangerous moves with just under 11 laps to go now.
This is where all the aggression comes in right now. Chase George all over the rear bumper of that 39 machine. Kai Collingmore, that's before he can do it on the super speedway, and he's looking to do it again as he's soaring on his outside lane as we have a yellow flag wrecking the back.
Oh, the 99 truck around again.
Eden, that's the second time. Oh, it's the second pack. Came in hot, but able to avoid him. That's going to stack up the field once again.
See if we can get a good replay on what happened with this 99 truck. See if we can find him here in the mess. A lot of similar looking trucks out there tonight.
That's the second time. It's kind of just been him that has gone around tonight.
Absolutely.
We're going to see.
We find him back here. Kind of towards the back of the pack, trying to make something work. He's getting a push from Travis Prather back there. A lot of pack in front of him, a lot of room. Oh, and he just gets hooked. And flips through the air.
That's our third flip of the race, of the night. If you want to count that, the 47 going over on his side earlier as a flip. But third car up and over pretty much of the night. Luckily does not have as much damage, you know, as an upside down truck should. And we kind of saw that earlier with the 71 machine who did a whole barrel roll. He was out here up front, not many laps after that.
Absolutely. A lot of trucks filling this thing, and Joseph Enright looks like he's going to be your leader right now. With Kai Collingmore and Christian Zarate, Chase Jordan, and Henry Caloff, your top 5. And these drivers are running out of time to get it done as the session time clicks down in iRacing.
Yeah, we are in for a show. Gonna go green with less than 10 to go. This is where all the aggression comes out. Even though we've seen a lot tonight, we will see a bunch more here in just a moment. And Chase George right there in fourth, looking to win. A lot of drivers up front looking to win, and Christian Zarate in third place, actually coming down to pit road.
Interesting move there for the 53 truck, with
less than 10 to go when we go green, and he's giving up all that track position. I'm kind of curious why. Maybe all trucks have to be good on fuel. I'm honestly kind of confused. I
would imagine so. I mean, we're going to come to green with 8 laps left, I believe. My calculations are correct. I mean, all the trucks have had their pit stops well within the window, and a couple of them are close, I'll admit, but... I did wonder if that's what Tyler Helms is doing. You know, he put it 22 laps ago. He was leading a lot, which can hurt your fuel, so 8 laps left. You got 30 there if he was losing fuel a little bit, leading that row. I did wonder, and I was starting to say before our wreck happened, that I wonder if they were trying to save fuel on that outside line, and that's why they dropped back in such a dramatic way.
Yeah, that could be why, but everybody definitely gonna feel now, no question about it.
For sure.
Our race leader, Joseph Enright, you know, we have a lot of strong cars up front still. I wanted to talk to Chase George, but I don't seem to be able to get him anywhere. I don't know. We could talk to Christian Zarate. I know he just pit from third place, but I don't know. Maybe there's not many drivers in a lot of their cats that I can see.
Not a lot of drivers want to be involved, it seems. And the conversations at the end, they're trying to stay locked in and focused. And I don't really blame them one bit. You need a lot of focus to do this right, do this at the high level.
This is, like I keep mentioning, it's coming to it. This is where everything, happens. Our race leader, Joseph Enright, chooses the bottom lane. It's going to allow Kai Collymore to line up on the top side, on his outside, which is huge. If he's super strong at the top line, but I'd go to the top lane if I'm the race leader, but wants to choose the inside.
Absolutely.
See how it works out.
Winding down. And here, just 9 to go right now. 8 to go when they cross the line. To go green at Daytona. It's been a hell of a race. And they used every bit of session time that they could. Hopefully they can keep it green and end completing all 100 laps here at Daytona.
Yeah, and Kai Collymore, right where he needs to be at the end of this race, out front. It's not the control car, but he is leading that top lane, and we're going to see if he can get to the lead soon. Not my pick to win this race, but was definitely one of the drivers that had my eyes on. He is really good at these super speedway style tracks, and we're going to see how it comes down here with the pace truck. Hopefully one last hard left turn on the pit road, but we'll have to see. Toyota Ford front row, and we are back green here at Daytona with 8 to go.
Absolutely, and Chase George gets a good run. That inside line, he's got Tyler Helms behind him. Kai Collymore already starting to get the push from Henry Cataloff.
Joseph Enright still able to kind of be clear with all lanes, but the outside lane's going to get a run on the exit. We're going to see that 7 goes into the block. Doesn't look like it. He's going to stay in front of Chase George, and that's going to allow Kai Collymore get a huge push from Henry Cataloff, and he might be able to clear the bottom lane here, entering turn 3 and 4, and he is. We'll see if he chooses to go to the inside, but I would stay in that second lane. It looks like he's going to do that.
Absolutely. It's Colby Duckworth sneaks back into the picture with a push from Wyatt Thompson on the inside.
Oh,
Chase George
Chase
goes around!
Goes around, almost goes over, and we're going to have a yellow again. Didn't even make a lap. Tyler Helms barely in the wall. That's last season's champion. Saw another truck going
spinning around in the back as well.
Max Ford and Jason Hall go around in the grass.
Chase George. Lots of damage to that truck. He was running so good. He was so close. Unfortunate way to end the race for him after a very good effort in that 6 truck. Let's go back. We kind of saw what happened. He got hooked. Let's see exactly what happened. Because we're going to watch all the way through the backstretch here. Take off from this corner. Keep your eye on that number 6 Lowe's truck. He's on the inside, as you were talking about. He tries to move to the outside and just gets hooked off the front of Tyler Helms. Spins off the 19. The 4 spins around, trying to...
Oh, JJ Moore blinks through it.
Yeah, trying to get it locked up. 11 and 71 get together in the bottom of the corner there. Chase George gets it back rolling, but with considerable damage to that truck.
The 88 machine kind of looked out and blinked completely through Chase George there. It could have gotten severe damage. JJ Moore, it's not out of this race, but he's not in the best position.
Absolutely.
But you never know what can happen here at Daytona towards the end of the races. There's been times where you could be in 23rd on the final lap and win it. I've seen it happen before in some races. The whole field, goes and it opens up for a guy in the back. But we'll have to see what happens. And this is where it can either go on all wrong for some drivers or go perfectly for some others. So we'll have to see. But Kai Collymore out in front. And yeah, all these drivers are gonna have to find a way to get around him.
Still a lot of racing to be had as far as Daytona is concerned, because a lot can change in 5 measly laps. Especially 4 to go when we go green. It's going to be a lot of work to get yourself from the back to the front, but it's possible, and it's happened before at Daytona. I know you've seen it before, I've seen it before. And hopefully they can avoid any wrecks as the clock ticks down for the session time. And what's our caution count? Have you been keeping up since we did the poll with the people?
I lost track, I'm gonna be honest, but I gotta say that the 67% who voted over 5, I think you...
I think they got it. I think they definitely got it. Yeah.
I gotta say, I think you guys got it. I want to say we're around 15.
Oh my
total.
gosh, really?
I
You might be right. I don't know. I have zero idea.
want to say around there. I feel I'm almost 100% sure we're over 10.
Okay. I believe you. I believe you. I know we're 100. I know we're over 10. I mean, there's no way we're not over 10. Maybe someone in the comments will know, but I know we're absolutely over 10. An interesting top 5 situation here. Kai Collymore, obviously a great super speedway racer. He leads. Contender Rookie of the Year, Henry Kaloff in the 63. Great white truck. Emerson Crawley, a newcomer for the Ascendant Motors UIS Truck Series. The 89 truck finds himself in 3rd. Joseph Enright 4th, who's had a solid truck all night, involved in a couple incidents, has fought his way back to the front. Finally, Tyler Holmes, rounding out the top 5. Last year's champion, knows how to get it done on the big stage. A lot of incredible drivers in this top 5.
A lot of incredible drivers in the top 10. I mean, like, we got Zachary Shavino in 7th, Colby Duckworth, your pick to win the race, Wyatt Thompson. And I keep mentioning it. I honestly think anybody has a shot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Nothing's over until it's over.
Unfortunately, my pick to win this race, JJ Moore, back there in 27th. Not with the greatest odds right now, but...
Not with the greatest odds, but hey, the seas could part. The seas could part for that 88 Mountain Dew truck.
They could part. We'll have to see how it plays out, but I would absolutely love if we at least make it to the white this run. So we're going to go green with 4 to go.
4 laps to go.
I would have loved if we had at least one green flag pit stop this race, but you know, we have the other series later on this week. Got the rally cars and the cup cars coming up. Maybe we'll get one there. But, just have to wait and see.
I'll be racing in both of those, so wish me luck that we don't have as many cautions, because both of my 88 contender and Cup Series cars would love to see a clean race with no incidents.
It'd be great to get an HVTV member in Victory Lane.
Absolutely.
This week.
I would absolutely love to make that happen, but less about me and more about these drivers. As the pace truck hooks the hard left, and Kai Collymore is going to lead us on the inside lane with some interesting characters behind to help. As we go green, 4 laps to go. Ascendant Motors UIS Truck Series race, round 1 at Daytona. Kai Collymore gets a really good jump.
Emerson Crawley right on that rear bumper, the 39. Emerson Crawley started all the way back in 40th at the beginning of this race. Now up here at the end of the race, out front in 2nd, right where you need to be, has the opportunity to win this race. See it here on the outside of the exit. They're still side by side for 3rd. Coming here to 2nd. Now on the outside of Emerson Crawley, and Kai Collymore is going to go up there and block them.
Kai Collymore recognized the big run coming from the 63 and the 7. With the 19 close behind as they're bumping into the wall. Carter McKillen in the 24 wall. They're going to keep it straight, though, and keep it green. But now Emerson Crawley, the leader of that inside row, Not a place I think he's super used to being. Tyler Holmes is going to try to go up to the middle with Zachary Trevino behind.
As we see the 19 now peek to the outside as we have another wreck.
A
Zachary
big
Trevino
wreck!
hard into the outside wall. Huge wreck. Multiple trucks involved. Oh, it's just more trucks pile in. That's our second big one of the night.
Trying to
Both
open
of them happened.
sliding through the grass.
Both of our big wrecks of the night have happened in the same spot right out of the trial.
Unfortunately, that is the case.
Zachary Trevino, heavy damage. One of the stronger
Oh,
trucks.
they're still hitting each other. 4 in the 98 truck make contact after the yellow flag waves. And man, not the ending the Daytona that Zachary Trevino wanted, but not the ending that we wanted either. Would have loved to see these guys go green to the end there, but stuff happens. Let's see if we can get this replay. Let's see what happened to this 12 truck. I mean, they were really tight as they raced their way towards the tri-oval. Let's get that blimp view. You're looking at this red number 12 truck. Middle of your screen. He's going to look to the middle lane with Tyler Holmes. Trying to make something happen. Gets a shove from Colby Duckworth. And the Chase S. Smith gets pinched on the outside, and that's going to turn all of those trucks around. And another big one at Daytona. A huge hit for the 41.
The 4 came in sideways. Huge hit to the side of his truck. A lot of trucks just came in there.
Oh,
They didn't even look like they wanted a break. A lot of trucks just came in there at full speed flying in and just kind of made it worse for a lot of these trucks, adding more damage. And we're going to have a green-white checkered, hopefully our only one of this race. Yeah, I mean, this race has been nothing but a wreck fest. But we did have, you know, some decent long green flag racing earlier. I'm saying decent because it was maybe around 14 laps at most.
Yeah.
But I admire it because it's the only time we did it tonight. So
Absolutely. And
hopefully
it looks like we're going to be good on time as well.
Yeah, still got plenty of time left in the session for as many green-white checkers as we need, but hopefully it's just one. I'm not sure if they have it capped off at 3. I'm not sure if that's something you would know, but
I've not been made privy to that. I believe the normal UIS is 3.
it's
3
3.
green-white checkered, so I believe that'll be the standard that remains. The clock on my set of things is trying to mess me up and keep me from seeing the actual session time, so I apologize to people who thought we were actually going to cut to Dancing with the Stars. Of course we're staying Daytona truck racing. Come on now.
JJ Moore, my driver to pick this race, was all the way back in 27th, and then that big wreck happened, and he's all the way up to around the top 10.
Almost the top 10. Mountain Dew truck looking clean. But hey, guess who else made it through that wreck? And you're going to hate to hear it, but Colby Duckworth sits in 7th right now in that 33 truck. And he's got Wyatt Thompson behind him in 8th.
Right behind them, Trisha Gusado there when it counts. But that truck is missing a front left fender.
Yeah, that truck was pretty heavily damaged to still be riding around this track right now in the 9th position.
I still wouldn't count. I wouldn't count that truck out from winning. I mean, we've seen the aggressive moves from that 10 truck last week at the duels. They're going to go for this win if they have the shot. We saw Tyler Reddick win at Atlanta.
I was going to say, we've seen a car win without a fender recently.
We can see it happen again here tonight, maybe, with that number 10 machine.
Some say he had extra horsepower, but those are just crazy NASCAR conspiracy theorists.
The closest Ram to the front is, I'm honestly not sure where. I want to say it's Trent Wilkin, who's in pit road taking damage.
I believe so.
Yeah, so
as we scan through this field here,
Zachary Trevino as well. I think those are our 2 Rams left. They're both in pit road.
Yep, Trent Wilkin, 28th, seems to be the closest Ram to victory lane, and that's a far ways back, especially with some damage on that truck.
That's very unfortunate because we saw Rams up front very well early on. Carmelo, one of them in that 60 truck.
Absolutely.
So that ended off for him, and then he's both those Rams were involved in the last wreck, and they're just gonna have to be way
Zachary limping that 12 truck out of the pits. Go, buddy, go!
You know, maybe he could get it done.
He might be able to get it done, man. He might be.
How these drivers have raced tonight? Still in it.
That new Ram aerodynamic package all crumpled up. He might just fly around these guys on the outside.
Give him an extra 10 mile per hour. You never know.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Kai Collingwood still out up front with Henry Koloff on the outside. Kai Collingwood has kind of been leading this race ever since we're about around 20 to go.
20 of the 101 left, and it doesn't seem like a whole lot, but with as many lane changes and crazy fields flipping back and forth, 20 laps is nothing to shake your head at when it comes to laps led in this race.
And we still have 30 trucks on the lead lap, which it's crazy to believe with how many yellows and wrecked trucks we've had, but
absolutely
30 lead lap trucks still here, surviving. They are surviving and going for this win.
And Kai Collymore is a driver who came from 26th. Started this race 26th.
I know, yeah, he's started in 26th. Emerson Crawley in 6th, started all the way back in 40th. He's going to restart 3rd on that top lane.
Yeah.
With one of the best pushers, I believe, in the field right behind him, Wyatt D. Thompson.
Absolutely. Any of these guys can get it done, but can they make it back to the white? That's the question. The question is, can they make it around this track one time and then make it around again? But it's kind of less important as long as you keep it going.
Well, I think a lot of drivers are hoping to make the white here, and I think the viewers at home are as well. But Pace Truck hopefully makes a hard left on the pit road for the last time. We're back green here with Kai Collingwood on the inside. Better jump from the outside. He's going to be able to clear Henry Koloff, and Henry Koloff is going to let him go right up in front of him. Clear, 2 to go.
And they're going to have some help on that outside lane, but don't count out this inside lane. They've gotten it going before. They just need to get some trucks linked together. I think how that 10 truck is going to play a part in that is it kind of seems to be slowing up the inside. A lot of guys are being from the outside to get around that 10 truck, JJ Moore included.
Leaving that inside lane, fading back with last year's champion, Tyler Helms right behind him, and Colby Duckworth. It's all this outside lane as Colby's looking for it, just not able to do something through right back there. But Kai Collingwood still out up front. The 19 looking to the inside with Emerson Crawley.
The 19, he's been around the front a lot today. He's been in the conversation before. We've seen him in the top 5. Huge block by Kai Collingwood. The 19 trying to make something happen in the closing stages of this race, but he's only got one truck helping him right now. Is Tyler Helms. He's going to try to go to the outside, and all of these guys are flopping around. Final lap here at Daytona. They made it to the white flag.
And 1 and 2 for the final time of the night. Kai Collingwood still up front. Henry all over the rear bumper. Wyatt D. Thompson at 77 right behind them. Henry jumps up to the inside. No one comes with him. So Wyatt Thompson now up to 2nd with Tyler Helms right behind them in 3rd.
And Colby Duckworth gets spun off the 19 truck. 2 trucks spin to the inside. Wyatt Thompson trying to go to the inside. No room. Kai with a good block. Tyler Helms. None of these trucks are linked up together. Who has the run? Can anybody get past that 39 Ford truck? JJ Moore and Tyler Helms trying to link up. Kai blocks.
To the inside.
Tyler Helms to the inside.
Lead. Make it 3 wide. JJ Moore, it looks to be
Tyler Helms
is going to win it. Just by a nose, by a hair.
Tyler Helms.
Wow.
With an incredible finish.
Last year's champion starts the season by winning this race, and they're saying 4/1000th of a second the distance.
4/1000th of a second. And JJ Moore in the picture in the middle there too, 300ths of a second. An absolutely incredible Daytona finish. And the win goes to the 15 truck. We talked about him all night. Tyler freaking Helms.
Incredible, incredible. JJ Moore, came up, got 3rd. Great finish for him. Kai Collymore, just 1 spot short, was leading us coming out of turn 4, and Tyler Helms, with just a huge run, was able to make the move. Kai Collymore couldn't get the block, and Now he's
Absolutely.
here.
Let's go through this
Big
replay real
deal.
quick. You're watching that 15 truck. And he tried to go to the outside. Wyatt T. Thompson tried to go to the inside. Couldn't really get the run going. J.J. Moore goes up to help Tyler. Was really surprised by that decision. And as they came down the front stretch, Tyler just jerked the wheel to the inside. I thought he was too loose to get there. J.J. dives to the inside of Kai Collingmore, but 4/1000ths of a second separate the 15 and the 39.
Unbelievable finish here.
Absolutely incredible.
Descendant Motorsports, first race of the season, and it can't get better than that. And I think we're off to a great rest of the season as he's Tyler Helms burning it down on the front stretch in the grass.
Almost gets the front of that truck in the wall. Careful, driver. You want to pass Tech now.
Incredible job.
Well-deserved win. Well-deserved win for Tyler Helms. A great start to the season. Kai Collingmore finishes second. J.J. Moore third. Wyatt D. Thompson fourth. Henry Caloff fifth. And a really unfortunate end. We saw Colby Duckworth fight so hard in this whole race. He comes home 28th after getting spun on that last lap.
Those of you at home who are maybe wondering how many yellows we had in this race. We topped off or I should say ended the race with 13 yellows. So didn't quite make 15. But those who voted in that vote earlier for an extra 5, you guys won that vote.
Absolutely. What an incredible finish for these guys. I mean, just unbelievable way to end off this Daytona race and this opener, this round 1. And wow, what a good finish for these guys.
We can try to get our third place finisher J.J. Moore for an interview.
Still waiting for a couple of guys to hit the interview waiting room here. But as we wait for them, just an incredible race. I mean, really good effort by a lot of the different drivers in this field coming together to really make something happen. We still continue to wait for a third place driver.
Got Tyler Helms, our race winner, Kai Collingmore up. And they're just still waiting for our third place driver, J.J. Moore. He says he's coming. Maybe thanking his crew real quick.
Thanking everybody for that third place finish. Well, we're going to take a little break. We're going to allow these guys some time to get in here. And when we come back, we'll hopefully have J.J. Moore on the line. So we'll see you back here in a minute.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back, everybody. And we finally have J.J. Moore in the booth. Congratulations, J.J., on P3. We talked to you after the duel, and you've just shown great success to start the season. Great success here at Daytona. What do you have to say about your P3 performance here?
I think the biggest thing is just being consistent. Like you said, I won the truck duel last week, and then I got second in the contender duel, and it just keeping up the momentum. And it's just hopefully we can get something done in contender this Friday. But statistically, I'll finish fourth. We've been falling off a spot every time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna say it's just something I just need to be patient with, and need to manage when you're aggressive and when you're not. And I've just been right up there at the end at the right time, and it's just only walked away with the win once. But I'm still happy with a third. It's still a good showing out of I think 40 some trucks to show up. So I'm still happy with a third, but I know I could have done a little bit more to maybe get the win.
Absolutely. And what do you think that is? I mean, you had a really solid performance. Sometimes you just got caught with absolute bad luck. And where do you think though that you could have personally improved to get yourself up those two more positions?
I think just a number of things. There were a bunch of different points in the race where I just made mistakes. If that was being in pit road for too long, making a pit road error and having to fall out of the draft in one of the runs, or just switching lanes at a wrong time and that put me in a wrong spot. But I'm saying it's all just kind of what you set yourself up for that last lap, because I could have done a bunch of different things in the first 99 laps, and we come into the last lap and it's just like it all gets thrown out the window. And um, that I don't really know what else I could have done differently, except just maybe pray for a little bit of luck. Honestly, I don't really know one particular thing I could have done. It was just a sloppy race for myself.
Well, from the booth, it looked pretty good, and I know Gavin was definitely rooting you on the whole time. Speaking of Gavin, do you have any questions for our man JJ here?
Well, you were my pick to win this race. Just came up short. We saw you kind of back and forth. In the field, from the back of the field to the front of the field, back and forth, over and over and over again. Um, and obviously towards the end, you were coming in with this huge run and just wasn't able to get there in time. Um, you saw Kai Collymore and Tyler in front of you. What was your thought? It almost you obviously worked with Tyler a bit there, but what was your thought coming out of turn 4 there on the last lap?
Well, kind of like you said, I had Tyler as a teammate at Duck Motorsport with us for this weekend, and I just kind of I saw Colby getting that wreck in the backstretch, and I was trying to try and get Colby up there, and I saw Kai and Wyatt on the bottom, and I saw Tyler on the top, and I was like, if I have a shot at winning this, or at least helping my team win, it's gonna be going up there and helping Tyler. So I went up top and just gave Tyler a push, and I was just like, Tyler, I'll push you to the win, but if you don't win, at least take out someone, wreck someone, do something where at least I can win. Just trying to help out the team, but I don't know. I saw Tyler. I was just like, let me push him, because obviously the team, I think he had a better shot at winning than I did. And I there at the end, I just kind of stuck my nose in, just making sure. I was like, I just got to at least try for a win if I'm in third and I have that shot at it. But I didn't really think I had a chance at winning coming out of 4. And honestly, I came a lot closer than I thought I was. I was about what, 300ths? Yeah, 300ths at the line. But yeah, I was more focused on the team effort there instead of individual coming out of 4.
Yeah, well, still, heck of a job. Happy to see your team in victory lane. You guys, one in first and third place. Great job. Two trucks podium finish. Before we let you go, is there anybody you would want to thank?
Well, first and foremost, I got to thank Colby Duckworth, team owner of Duck Motorsport, for giving me the part-time ride this weekend in the '88 Mountain Dew Chevrolet. It was a very fast truck. I think we all were just up there near the front. Myself, Tyler, Colby, and any of the other people we were working with. We were all working good together, and some of us had misfortunes. We kind of fell back, but there were always a couple of us out front. So anyone that I was working with, I got to shout out them for working with us that race. And then I got to shout out the field, because having 40 cars out at Daytona is a kind of crazy feat, especially in here. And it ran a lot better than I thought it would. So I got to thank Shank Field, and I got to thank y'all for broadcasting, because it's great having broadcasting up on every week on the UBN network or High Velocity TV. And then, you know what, Gavin, I'll give you a shout out. Thank you for believing in me. I didn't know if anyone did believe in me. I'll be honest.
You're welcome, man. Well, I hope we see you. You're running part-time. I hope we see you again sometime soon, and maybe you can get up at victory lane sometime this season. So once again, great job tonight, and we'll catch you next time, whenever that may be.
Yep, I'll make some part-time starts here and there. So hopefully I'll see y'all again soon.
All right, perfect.
good,
Thank you,
JJ.
JJ. Have a great night, man.
Yes, sir. Y'all too.
All right, that was J&J Moore, your third place finisher, and as y'all can see, I took a moment to get that 3 wide finish up on the screen for everyone to take a look at. Absolutely just incredible finish. I mean, you can't even tell in this picture without timing and scoring if the
Who
15
won?
or the 39 won.
Yeah, super close finish. And let's talk to our second place finisher, Kai Collymore. Just came one position short, but still managed to get a second place finish. Kai Collymore, it's Gavin Austin and Riley Maxwell in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, you came one position short, leading the race off of turn 4 on the final lap. Was so close. Photo finish, classic photo finish here at Daytona. We knew you were one of the stronger super speedway racers here coming into this race tonight. Great race, leading tons of laps up front. Kind of walk us through that race and the finish. We know just one spot short, but kind of walk us through that race.
It was a long, hard-fought race the entire time. Just gotta thank 4 Days Live for bringing a backup car after we absolutely got torn up in the duel earlier last week, and we fought our way through the field within 4 or 5 laps. And once I got that, I was like, okay, if I need to do it again, I can because I know I'm probably gonna get wrecked. But it was really fun managing the lanes. I mean, some guys are getting ticked off a little bit there, and it was like, why I'm not causing a wreck. And I know eventually I kind of did. Me and Jason were going for the same spot. I thought I would get clear of him, but there's a little bit of stack up, and then I just reacted horribly to it. So apologies to him. But really, just once we got towards the final 40 laps or so, or once we were in the pit window where we didn't have to pit afterwards, I was just like, I'm gonna ride in the back until like 20 to go because they're wrecking it a bunch, and then they wrecked it even more and took out some of the guys that I was working with, Zach and whatnot. They all got torn up, and I was like, okay, that was a good call. And then I finally got linked up with some of my teammates, and then just some guys I knew would go with me, and I was able to go finally get up to the front, but those cautions that just kept happening up until that overtime screwed me because the help I had, Emerson was really my only help that I knew would stay with me, and I had to abandon him so I could maintain the lead over Henry. But just off 4 with that huge black, I saw in the mirror that Emerson didn't have help, and I was like, okay, damn it, I probably lost because there's 3 Chevys lined up behind me. I'm a lonesome Ford, need someone in here. And then on the white, I just knew I had to block Wyatt, and I thought they all wrecked behind them. I thought it was just Wyatt and Tyler, and then maybe if there was someone behind them, they would just give a trash push or something, and I'd be able to block it. But Tyler had a teammate there, and I didn't, so he got that big run, and I literally with I don't know what it is. I don't know if they updated it recently, but I know ever since the new package came in, it's ran differently. I like the way it runs, but for some reason, if you go off of someone's bumper like to throw a block or something, the back end steps out a lot. It's like you're getting the air taken off your spoiler at like an intermediate, but in a way, it's just like you know just way worse. So once I tried getting down there low enough, but I physically couldn't. And then I watching it back, I know I could have had him if I just pinched him because Riley wouldn't have been able to do anything even if he got to my outside. So just a bad mistake on my part and just didn't help that I had no teammates and all my other teammates got wrecked.
Still a great race by you. It looks like you led, I believe, the most laps with 22. Um,
Yeah.
Before I let you go or anything, Riley, do you have anything to add on? Any questions for Kai?
Yeah, absolutely, Kai. So, I mean, a really, really good showing from you at Daytona. And what are your plans for the rest of the season with the trucks? Are we going to see you all season or part-time starts?
Truthfully, so my plan really going into every season is depending on how speed weeks go, will depend what series I run full time in.
Hmm.
Uh, so right now it's what it's planning to be is cup and truck full time. I've always been good in the trucks, and I mean trucks have been easy to me ever like all the time, especially with the new aero updates and whatnot. And I've I've shown up last season in them. I've performed good. Just I always get screwed with a caution on long runs, and it sucks. So, but with our team also sponsoring Contender, it's like I want to run that, but I really don't. I'm just gonna see if if I win Contender, I might run that. But really, with a lot of the momentum we have this entire speed weeks, it's hard to decide because we won the duel for Contender, we won the duel for Cup, and great starting positions there. And then now we have a good points starting position with the 3 bonus points I think we get for the most laps led, and second place points, which will definitely be a big boost. And I like the lineup of races for the trucks. So I think I'm gonna try to run trucks as much as I can. It's just hard on Mondays because I might randomly have to do something, but
Yeah,
weekends I'm
absolutely.
always free.
Well, hey man,
So
whatever you do, we know that you're going to be successful at it and you're going to do a good job. So we wish you nothing but luck, and we thank you for taking the time to talk to us here for a bit.
thank you guys for broadcasting, and thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else you want to thank before we send you out?
Ooh, gotta thank my mom for giving birth and my dad for helping with it, and 40X Alive for bringing fast race cars every week, it seems, especially the speed weeks. And all the guys that helped me, Zach, Emerson, Aiden, and Nolan, my teammates there, and you guys for putting on a good broadcast.
Appreciate it, man. Hey, we'll see you again, and thank you for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys.
Kai Collymore, everybody has to thank his mom and dad.
Oh, I think it's time to talk to our race winner.
Absolutely. Let's bring him in here. Tyler, do you have a copy?
I gotcha.
Hey, dude. First of all, congratulations. Incredible race. We talked about y'all race. We knew you were a contender from the very beginning. Even though you started in the back, we knew that you had the chance to go up there and win it. Just first of all, what are your emotions? First race of the season, Daytona, first big points paying race, and you get it done. What are you feeling?
Well, we feel good. It's been definitely a while. Let's see, it's been 2 months since we won the championship. Been a pretty wild 2 months. We went from winning the championship that Monday night last race we had, and sucking completely in the Cup championship, and put in a lot of work this offseason, and came out this season already, won the Clash and Cup, won the Duel and Cup. And now we come out here today and we win here. So 3 wins before the season's second actual points paying race is pretty crazy. It's been a pretty wild start to the season, and we were coming. I was not in contention at all this race. Like, it just kept getting stuck. We'd go to the outside, and when we go to the outside would start to suck. So then we jump to the middle, and once we go to the middle, the top lane started to fly around. So we just kept getting stuck like in the top 10, and I think I got involved in like 3 or 4 different wrecks, and that definitely did suck to get involved in all those. And I finally got all my damage fixed because I had like 4 minutes of damage, and I'm like, well, I'm not using my fast spare on lap 40. I'm gonna need it eventually. And of course, as we get our damage fixed, we get hit into another one and get a meatball. So I had to use it then, and just great teamwork at the end. Sucks that Chase wasn't able to, be a part of it. It just was a terrible situation. We were trying to lift off the gas lemons to the top and couldn't do that, but tried to help Colby out the best we could. Once we got to that white and we were going down the backstretch, I knew Wyatt was going to try to make a move. I was going to try to push Wyatt and then maybe pass him at the end, and he tried making a move low, and I seen Kai block. I'm like, well, we kind of just have to go for it now, because if we don't, we're just going to get stuck. And we side drafted Wyatt, and I seen JJ coming. I'm like, hit me, and he gave me a really good push. We juked the hell out of Kai, and if you could see the car, whenever I made the move to the bottom, I almost wrecked it.
I thought it was going around. I really did think it was going around.
Might be the best move I ever made in my iRacing career, but I thought we were gonna wreck it. Didn't wreck it at all, and just just smooth sailing from there. And race was pretty much won at that point. And JJ was in our VC, and he's like, as soon as I made the move, he's like, "Oh, Kai got it." And I'm looking to my right side. I'm like, "No, he didn't." And then JJ made a quick move to Kai, like at the last second, might have took a little bit of speed off him. So
yeah,
it was great. Got a lot of great emotions going through myself today. Right now, I'm tired and I want to go to bed. So this probably woke me up a little bit.
Yeah.
So we win our second Daytona race, points paying race in our career, and if we win Saturday, I think we'd be the first to win the Prospect, the Classico Showdown, and the UIS 500. And if we also were to win, we'd be the first to Triple Crown the same season, I believe. So a lot of stuff to be looking forward to for this weekend. And, we're going to build off this thing. We got Michigan next week and when they're before in the truck. So we're going to move on to Michigan next week. And, hopefully we can solidify ourselves a points lead. This season, we were so close to win the 500 or what is this, Prospect Shootout. So close to win that last season. Just made a bad move at the end of the race and couldn't get it done. So last season, I didn't really, as I told you before, I didn't really have the dominant season that I expected like I had before. And hopefully we can change it around this season and win a few more races than last. I'm hoping for about 5 or 6 in trucks. I think that'd be a pretty achievable target for me, and we're gonna move on to the 500 next week and see if we can go, or this Saturday, and see if we can go win it.
Absolutely, man. Well, hey, you're making my job easy because you answered all of my next questions, so I appreciate that.
Same with
But
me. All my questions.
But hey, dude, I mean, it is truly incredible to see the amount of success that you continue to have week in and week out, and as you said with these Daytona weeks, you've just been the fast one. You've been the guy that is there at the end of the race and gets it done. And so I just want to say huge congrats to you, man. You're doing something right, obviously. And I think I can speak for Gavin and I both when I say that we hope you keep it rolling. So we wish you the best of luck in your cup race come Saturday. And I'll be there too, but I'll try to stay out of your way or push you to the end if I need to. But
yeah.
But hey, we wish you the best of luck. Is there anybody you want to thank before you get out of here?
Yeah, we gotta, obviously shout out all my teammates. Colby Duckworth, best team owner there is around. Zachary Trevino, great to finally be able to team back up with him after it's been like 2 years since we've teamed up with him. Great to team up back up with him. JJ Moore being our open car, obviously giving me that clutch push off of turn 4. JJ could have easily stuck it to the outside, and Kai would have had a free win. But he gave us a really good shot and helped us win right there. Got to thank Trent Wilkin as well, Nicholas Martinez Jr. and Finnegan Myers, my cup teammates. We had the best team in Sky High Racing as well in the cup. Cup side should see a lot of good stuff out of me and Nick this weekend. Sadly, Finn and Trent won't be there, but shout out to them. Shout out you guys for broadcasting and streaming, and James Cesar for being our great race controller, and Precision Speed Solutions and Precision Setup.gg, and Alex Murray, DJ, all the guys over there as well. And come catch us on Saturday night on Precision Entertainment, and hopefully we can go win a 500.
Absolutely, man. Hey, good luck, and we'll see you next time. I'm sure we'll see you again. So you have a good rest of your week, and I'll be watching from the cockpit on the weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap on our interviews. What an incredible race here at Daytona. And what an incredible finish, as you see on your screen here. If you stayed to this long, we really appreciate you guys sticking around and watching HVTV. And appreciate you watching me, Riley Maxwell, joined by Gavin Austin, broadcast this race. Anything more that you want to add, Gavin?
I mean, you kind of summed it pretty much. Once again, thanks to everybody who watched. Hope you guys were enjoyed, entertained. We appreciate everybody who were interacting with the votes that we had. I believe it was Christian setting up in the chat. I know we had a lot of people up talking in the chat, so we thank every one of you guys. Thank you, Christian Delgado. Gotta thank you, Riley. I gotta thank UIS, allowing me to be in the booth. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it.
Absolutely. Well, I'm very thankful to everybody from HVTV, and I'm thankful for you, Gavin, for joining me in the booth. And it's a great time getting to broadcast with you. So, a very good start to the season. I'm excited to do a lot more of these races with you as we round out this season. But all right, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. That is me and Gavin Austin signing off for HVTV. We hope you enjoyed, and catch us next week for round 2 of the UIS Send It Motors series, truck series. Good night, everybody.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.